Have some interactive stuff on the screens up here. Make sure
Get ready for unrestricted racing. These are the fastest chainsaws on Earth. 3 cuts. Down, up, down. Head-to-head bracketed competition. The fastest, the loudest, the most unpredictable. Get ready for the hot saw.
Good evening and welcome to Virginia. Welcome to Jackalope, Virginia Beach, our fantastic setting for this one-of-a-kind event, the 2026 STIHL North American Hot Saw Showdown. We have the best of the best from Canada and the U.S. ready to go at it for continental bragging rights on this stage tonight. To take us through it, let's bring him out. What a legend in lumberjack sports. So many titles, so many championships, record set. He is the one, the only, Super Dave Jewett.
Here we go. Are we live? Hey, sorry for the delay. We got all the fastest, we got the fastest hot sawyers in the world, the fastest machines, and our flux capacitor conked out. Well, we're back online. Super Dave Jewett here. Tommy and Kevin up in the booth. Great to see you guys. Why did we ever sell our hot saws, Kevin? When we started back in the 90s, I was running a 325 Rotex. Times were 6-7 seconds. We thought that was fast. You're not going to believe what you're going to see today. The saws have doubled in power. The prices have tripled. Anyway, stick around. We're going to do a time trial coming up. I'm not announcing this on my own. I've got some help with my friend, the man with the hypes and the pipes. Give it up for Dave Johns.
Super Dave, it is great to be here in Virginia Beach, man. The first time the Hot Sauce Showdown on American soil. Dude, this is going to be epic. I am pumped up. 15 of the best hot sawyers from North America here, and the world record holders here, Mr. Nate Hodges.
Yeah, it's unreal. I don't even want to talk about his saw right now. All I can tell you, it's over 400 cc's. And what's terrifying in the world, he's got a bigger one in the making right now, but he's coming up real soon. I want to give a shout out. Micah DeForge, he is the executive producer of the Jackalope Fest. Are you live? To be partnered with, and let's bring him out.
Yeah, come on out, Micah. Give Micah a big round of applause, everybody.
Thank you, guys. Thank you guys for being here. A big round of applause for STIHL Timbersports. On behalf of Jackalope, it's a pleasure to have you guys, the OG Action Sports, the OG Extreme Sports, partnering with Jackalope. This is amazing. I want to thank Adam Wolf and the whole team of STIHL USA. This show is going to be epic. Thank you guys for being here. Beautiful weekend ahead. We love you guys. You're all part of the Jackalope crew now. Please make a lot of noise for those athletes. This is going to be insane. Let's go, Virginia Beach.
Micah, thank you so much, man. This is going to be awesome. I cannot wait to watch some of the other action here this weekend. But first, we are going to sort out who is going to take home that beautiful championship belt off to the side. Huge shout out to STIHL USA, title sponsor here, as well as the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, John Deere, and of course, Jackalope. Tommy, Kevin, take it away with ones to watch.
Thank you so much, Dave, and special guests as well. And Kevin, we've been doing this a long time, calling these events, but we've never had a treat like this. Wall-to-wall hot saw. I know you're good to go with it, and I know you have some ones to watch for.
Yeah, the hot saw event has always been the fickle mistress in this sport. It's always the last discipline in the STIHL Timbersports series, and it's always kind of a fleeting moment in our day. But now it's going to be repeat, rinse, wash, repeat, rinse, wash. Marcel Dupuis, our Canadian competitor, our top, arguably, Canadian competitor in the open hot saw. They call him the Beast of the East. He is chasing that 5-second mark here in the hot saw, and I think he's got a really great shot to do it here today. We've got some great timber. He was eyeing it up earlier on. We've got to talk about Matty Slingerland. The hot saw event has just been kind of that barrier in the STIHL Timbersports event for him in terms of a championship crown. He has been so close so many times, and so often it has been that hot saw event that has held him back. He is running exceptionally well. He's exceptionally fast to the wood. He's exceptionally fast through the wood. But he's got to get past, I should say, our world record holder, Nate Hodges. 430 cc's of Fury, the largest displacement saw you'll see here today. But with that large displacement, with that high horsepower, comes some, reliability issues. Yep. He has been tossing chains left and right, where other competitors are wide open through all three cuts. He's having to lift along the way. We've got a ton of great competitors all gunning for that 4.28, that world record time.
All right, Kevin Holtzen, the ones to watch. You better believe him. Let's meet the players right now. Back to you guys, Dave and Dave.
All right, let's bring him out from Nova Scotia. Big round of applause for Jeff Larkin.
From Sheboygan, Michigan, let's hear it for Dakota Rubarge.
And from Russia Gornish, New Brunswick, Nate Cumberland.
From Newville, Pennsylvania, let's hear it for Alex Storm.
Yep. From Matthews, North Carolina, Ben Nicely. Did we get Storm yet?
From Celesta, British Columbia, let's hear it for Bill Bischoff.
And from Morgantown, West Virginia, give it up for Josh Wilson.
From Walpole, New Hampshire, let's hear it for Trevor Beaudry.
From Union Corner, New Brunswick, Ben Cumberland.
From Marquand, Missouri, it's Aaron Hovis.
From Diana, West Virginia, this is Jason Lentz.
From Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, Maddie Slingerland.
All the way from Memram Cook, New Brunswick, Marcel Dupuis.
From Grafton, West Virginia, let's hear it for Matt Cogar.
And the man that holds the world record in this event at 4.28 from North Fork, California, your two-time national champion, Nate Hodges.
Give it up for all of our athletes. They're going to go and get ready for the first heat of our time trial. Good luck, gentlemen.
And our two head judges, let's bring them out, Rich Hallett and Chris Alba.
All right, we'll turn it over to the video and explain this discipline. This is the hot saw.
Hot saw. For the hot saw, power saws are called into action, and the athletes have a space of 15 centimeters to cut 3 complete discs off a 46 centimeter thick wooden block. Jumping the start or cutting over the line will result in a disqualification.
All right, hot saw discipline. Time trials coming up right now. This is going to rank all of our athletes for this evening, and then we will have single elimination racing after that. Super Dave, why is it so important in this to be the #1 seed this year in this hot saw showdown?
Yeah, you got to go for it. First of all, running a hot saw safe is... We're going to talk about it, but the boss says we're ready to go, Dave. I'm getting an earful. Here, so let's bring him out. This guy's running a 380cc Honda from Nova Scotia. This is Jeff Larkin. And his opponent from Matthews, North Carolina, are running a 330cc is Ben Nicely. Larkin in the red on the left, Nicely on the right from Matthews, North Carolina. What I like, Dave, first of all, you got to give a hand to the deck crew. The logs are square. They get up there. They see everything. They see the deck. They see the floorboards. That log has to be square. The bar is at 90 degrees of the log. If that is off, it throws their trajectory off. I talked to Matt Cogar about it. We'll get a word with him later. Beautiful presentation, and they will start after a warm-up, they'll actually be in position for the third cut, for that third down cut. If they're out of position, they're going to be uncomfortable going to that third and very crucial cut within 6 inches of wood.
Warm up your saws.
Now this is one of those things where you don't want to risk it all right now and potentially throw a chain or anything. These are going to be controlled runs, getting used to this wood up here right now.
Well, as the gentleman said, Kevin, this is the qualifying round and a time trial format. We will have a number of matches to rank our programmers, rank our athletes for
30 seconds
combat coming up later. Right now on the left, Jeff Larkin of Nova Scotia going up against Ben Nicely of North Carolina. This is Canada versus the U.S. to kick things off at the Hot Sauce Showdown.
Well, Tommy, there's been a lot of discussion about Jeff Larkin and his saws, big sprocket changes, big motor changes. He may have the most improved saw coming into this event, and I think he's already won the Dark Horse Award. Very
Athletes
curious to
ready.
see how this time trial goes for Larkin.
To your timber. 3, 2, 1, go.
Ben Nicely very quick on the go and very quick through the wood. Larkin is reeling him in, but it is going to be all Nicely in time trial number 1. Ben Nicely showing an unofficial time of 6.3 seconds. Uh-oh. Penalty flag flying, though. Now, perfect opportunity thanks to Ben Nicely here, Tommy. Let's talk about how this hot saw run is different from what we see in our, air quote, regular steel timber sports. That yellow flag in
Stand
our
one
regular
through disc. Can you see if it was a cutout on the video?
Okay, so we're listening to Rich Hallett say they're looking for a cutout on stand number 1.
I think
there's trouble on stand number 2 as well. But Tommy, we'll just review a little bit. In this event, as opposed to traditional steel timber sports hot saw, in traditional steel timber sports, a DQ is a DQ. You don't get a time, you get a DQ.
Yeah.
You're out. 0 points. It's all over. Because we're time trialing and trying to seed these competitors, the DQs are penalized at 5 seconds apiece. And you are able to disqualify multiple times in one event. You could jump the gun, cut out your first cut out your second cut out your third cut, have some violation after the cut, and accumulate 20, 25 seconds of penalties. Here's that run. We're looking down the line at Ben Nicely on 1. And I think it's his third disc they're calling into question.
Oh, pretty good.
I don't know. That looked pretty good. Maybe at the end, the nose of the bar came over to the line. We'll get a word from Rich right now.
All right, gentlemen, your cut was good. DQ, cut over the line, 5-second penalty.
Wow, what a turn of events that was.
So, Tommy, I think that's where it happened, was at the end, or it happened on the operator side of the log where we couldn't see, but the nose of that bar after the third cut. Here's a look over at Larkin on stand number 1, but on stand number 2, Ben Nicely, the nose of that bar may have come over after the third cut was completed, and it hit the log. That may have been where that over the line DQ came from. Again, in regular steel timber sports, that's a complete DQ, 0 points. In this case, it would be a 5-second penalty added onto his time.
Excited. Talk to me about that run, buddy.
Yeah, picked the saw up, got a little spark, wasn't used to it, and just went a little too thick. Normally you want to set yourself up for success. You're definitely behind the 8 ball when you go that thick.
The saw looked smooth, though. I know you said last year you were fighting some demons with the bar and the chain, but it looks pretty dialed in. Are you feeling good going into the next round with that chain, or might you switch some things up?
No, 100%. Very happy with the saw, very happy with the chain. Just got to learn to take about an inch less on that first cookie.
Absolutely. Give Jeff Larkin a big round of applause. Your current leader in our time trial. Nicely done, sir.
Well, Here's that run from Jeff Larkin. You can see that first butcher's block hit the stage. That really minimizes the amount of product he has to work with on cuts number 2 and 3. He lines up very carefully to shoot that third disc, and I believe what happened, the reason they may have thought that was a cut out, I should say, is that third disc came off and hit the top of the chain and flew away. It may have eroded part of that disc after it was off the block. Here's that run from Nicely. I got to look to see where this cutout was. Here's number 3. It looks like he's got plenty of room. It looks like he's square. And there, the camera kind of goes away.
But you can see coming back up?
Yeah, the nose of that bar was kind of coming up. I don't see any marks, though. It may have happened on the operator side of the block where we couldn't see it.
Well, heat number 1 is in the books now.
Yeah, it's interesting, Tommy, too, just to rearrange your brain a little bit and go, well, okay, that was a DQ, but it's not really a DQ. It's a 5-second penalty. We'll see how that stacks up. It was a good run, a 6-second run. You know, that's a fine qualifying run, but now it's an 11 and change. You might see some competitors that really struggle, and they may end up with a slower time and get seated behind Ben Nicely.
They've got about $6 to $7 grand in the build themselves and not talking about their times. And Dave, talk to me a little bit about the motors, because you've been a hot saw racer for a long time, buddy. Talk to me a little bit about the motors.
Right, I got into it with a 425 Road Tex out of a Skidoo snowmobile, actually a jet ski. Came out of a jet ski. Remember though, these engines are air cooled. The water jacket, they'll put bar oil in it to send high pressure oil out to lubricate the chain, cool the chain, doing 200 plus miles per hour. Again, after 6 seconds, these saws are getting so hot, they have to finish the cut. They're out back there right now trying to get these saws cooled down. They're going to be back in minutes running them again.
Yeah, and we've seen that where guys run too fast, create issues with those saws, because they are bored out custom cranks in these saws, and that can really spell disaster for some of them if they don't get them cooled down. All right, heat number 2 from Sheboygan, Michigan. Let's hear it. On position 1 for Cody Robarge. On position 2 from Grafton, West Virginia, Matt Cogar.
All right, on stand number 1, that's Dakota Robarge. Comes from a family with a big tradition here in lumberjack sports. He made it to the national championships last year, did very well, made the final round, finishing in 6th place. But he is going up against about the biggest mountain you can face in this world, no matter what discipline it is, but very much so in hot saw.
Warm up your saws.
On stand number 2, the 7-time U.S. champion.
When you can't count Timber Sports championships on one hand anymore, you're doing something. Now, fair to point out, Matt Cogar's got lots of world records. He's done lots of things. He's been very close to Nate Hodges in terms of that world record pace, but he hasn't been able to take down Hodges with that 4.28 just yet.
There is no recoil. Why not? Hey, save some weight. 2 to 3 decompression switches. Turn on your
time to beat.
30 seconds.
Jeff Larkin.
Here comes this tether. This is a new
7.18. That's his personal best to Jeff in that first of these qualifying heats.
Absolutely. Now you see these guys using their hands to measure out where
the mental preparation, the mechanical preparation, a couple of just beasts of saws out there. That saw from Matt Cogar, if we get a good close camera shot on it, is loaded with carbon fiber parts, trying to reduce
athletes
weight.
Ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go.
Matt Cogar arguably has the fastest time on the tree as far as getting off the line. A 5.06 showing for Matt Cogar. A lot of guys have been talking about like a 5.2 as being a highly respectable qualifying time, and a lot of guys talk about being in the low 5s. Our head judge Chris looks things over for Cogar. Rich Hallett over on stand number 1 checks out row bars. I don't see any flags flying. It looks like both competitors will be coming out front. Clean heat.
2 good times, really.
Both cuts are good.
Well, and Matt took his saw away. He's like, I'm not talking to those guys yet. I'm not giving him any of that secret sauce behind that powerful run.
Well, Tommy, let's go back and have a look at this run from Matt Cogar. This guy, I was watching video with him behind the stage earlier today, and all these competitors are breaking down their runs frame by frame, moment by moment. And one of the things that all the competitors seem to agree out here is Matt Cogar has one of the fastest reaction times in terms of drag racing, is his interval or time off the line, and he showed it there. There are tenths or hundredths of a second to be had all over this event. Here's Robarge up for his first cut. Looks like a nice, thin, clean disc. Second is also nice, clean, thin. Third is also nice, clean, thin. Beautiful run. Plenty of real estate there left from Dakota Robarge.
That chain is loving this one. Great cut by Dakota there, but that Cogar found the chains.
Some of them are hand filed. Some of them are done on
official
a grinder.
time for Matt Cogar, 4.94 seconds. Dakota Robarge, 5.73.
Right across it. Control. Some of them like the grinding. A grind that's maybe a slight serration. We can talk about.
I think Matt Cogar just disrupted the field a little bit, because I spent a lot of time talking to competitors earlier today, and we were talking about time trial strategies, and they want to seat themselves well, but they don't want to blow up their saw. They don't want to tear apart a chain. You can't leave it all on the stage in the time trial runs. You've got to be able to build into the day. So a lot of guys were talking about these 5 1/4, 5.2, 5.15 runs as being solid, respectable runs. 4.94 just put up there by Matt Cogar as a time trial run, and he looked like he had a cruise control set and just was letting it ride.
If he was holding back, then that's real trouble for everyone, that's for sure. Sub 5, come on.
Let's hear first boxers and steel and real folks. Make some noise.
All right, looks like we're just about set, ready to go for our next heat, our third heat here in our Hot Sauce Showdown.
Heat number 3 from Celeste, BC, Bill Bishop. And his opponent from Union Corner, New Brunswick, Ben Cumberland.
Battle of Eastern and Western Canada in this one game. Bill Bishop definitely has the advantage here in this. This dude is a monster in the hot sauce up in Canada. Big Silver 350 Honda there on your left.
Stand number 1 from Canada, Bill Bischoff. Bill Bischoff, who has had a long and very fruitful career in this, stepped aside for a few years, came back with a vengeance last year, did well. He's going up against, on stand number 2, another fellow Canadian, Ben Cumberland.
Warm up your saws.
A former rookie world champion, silver national trophy last year in Canada.
Oh, to all my dirt bike friends out there that are going to races now, and all these 4-strokes are showing up, and it's 4 strokes, 4 strokes, 4 strokes, and then the old timer shows up on an old CR 500, a 2-stroke. That's really kind of in our world what's happening on stand number 2 with Ben Carlson. But anyways, there's a Rotax power plant out there, a Russ Lemke built saw. That's my generation. Those are my hot saws. So that would be like the silverback of the field. But they are amazingly reliable saws. They're starting to lose ground to some of the Dennis Cahoon saws out there, but still an exceptionally reliable saw, a tremendous power plant, and we'll see how this run on stand number 2 goes.
Great time for some redemption now for Cumberland on the right. Absolutely.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go.
Ben Cumberland looked super clean to the wood. It looked a little bit rougher on stand number 1 for Bill Bischoff, but in the end, it is an exceptionally close race, and you see a little bit of a fist pump there from Ben Cumberland. 5.94 for Cumberland in a qualifying round. Big smile. He's kind of shrugging his shoulders, though. I don't know if he's got trouble or he's just surprised himself with that run. Oh, no, there's a penalty flag on number 1 for Bill Bischoff.
Uh-oh.
Did you see that look Cumberland shot over?
Unofficially 6.19 for Bischoff in that, but they're looking at that cut.
He may have just got himself a bonus 5 seconds.
Right there for Ben Cumberland. He's jacked right up about it.
Bill Bischoff was really high on my dance card as far as the Canadian competitors. I'd put him up there as probably number 2 or 3. Should be a top performer for the Canadian team. That 5-second penalty will just seat him a little deeper in the field.
Okay, gentlemen, your cut was good. Your cut, you have 2 DQs. You didn't connect the tether, and your fingers were not over the line at the start. 10-second penalty.
This
that
is
hurts.
just,
That
So, Tommy, I alluded to this. It's possible in this format to DQ multiple times, take up a bit of a collection. 10 seconds of penalty, and I know Bill Bischoff very well. We're very close in age. Super nice guy. So I don't hesitate to say those were really dumb screw-ups for Bill Bischoff, and he knows it. Getting set up with his hands across the line, getting his tether on.
I was pulling for you, buddy. Yeah, the world title wrapped up, going into the hot saw. Maybe we can get a replay in production on that later. It just didn't seem to want to come up. You weren't comfortable. You seemed to know it. You said, hey, wait a minute. The saw, same saw. It's faster. We've done some work, and you ran it like a champ. Congratulations in this time trial. Talk about it.
Yeah, we shipped the saw to the saw doctor over the winter, and she came back running beautifully. And then Dad got the chain filed up, and it's cutting really well. And that's the first time I've run it since October of last year. And so we'll see how it goes the rest of the day. But just being able to put 3 on the deck in a decent time, like that's the fastest time I've ever cut. So hopefully it keeps up for the rest of the day.
I love it. Have fun. Keep smiling, Ben. We all love you, buddy. Good luck rest of the day. Hey, a little shout out to Rod Cumberland. Filed the chain.
Let's have a go here, a look at stand number 2. This is Ben's run with that beautiful Russ Lemke powered Rotax machine as he gets through 3 clean cuts. Nice amount of real estate left. Safe discs. He's got to be happy with that. New PB for Ben. Let's go take a look over on number 1, though, here for Mr. Bischoff. He couldn't really see from this angle, but according to the head judge, his hands were over the line. And then let's talk about that tether that he was disqualified for. You can see it coiled up on top of the log, that carabiner and bit of rope. That needs to be clipped to your throwaway starter cord so that you don't throw your starter cord behind you into your competitor, out into the stands, up into the lights, whatever.
Yeah, just a procedural mistake right there.
Yeah, and there you see it.
Yeah.
So the starter cord actually did go over the protective barrier and wound up over by Ben Cumberland. It did not hit his chain, thankfully. That's a chunk of steel that would land on top of that chain and destroy several teeth on a very, very expensive chain. All smiles for Ben Cumberland. He's like, where did that come from?
He told us today he's going to have to do personal best and then some if he's going to be competitive in this event. He did really good there.
Yeah, that was a personal best. Now we need the then some.
Yeah, 5.82 official time for Ben Cumberland.
Cannot have the athletes just waving around all willy-nilly up there on the stage.
All right, Heat 4 coming to the stage next. out of New Brunswick, Canada. Let's hear it for the big man, Nathan Cumberland, taking on Aaron Hovis out of Missouri.
Stand number 1 from Canada, Nathan Cumberland. Nathan has been wanting to get here for a long time. This is the first year. He's been trying for 2 or 3 years. Everything going on in life was keeping him from it, but now he's here and he can't wait to get started here. He was 5th in the world.
Warm up your saws.
In 2018, so he is back and he is serious and good to go. Going up against stand 2, Aaron Hovis of the United States from Southeast Missouri. Aaron got a personal best under 6 seconds.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about with Aaron Hovis coming up on Sunday for the trophy event and the work that he's been putting in. But we got to talk about his hot saw today. It is doing well, but not as well as he'd like. He has another saw in the works that is stronger, but not yet ready for competition. So this is the maybe slightly slower, but the safe choice. When he gets his other saw online, this one is getting a new jug. It is going to jump up way, way higher in in displacement, and this should be the new beast for Aaron Hovis.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Trouble on stand number 1 for Nate Cumberland. Aaron Hovis looked very good, very clean to the wood. He even said earlier that he hasn't had the time to put into the hot saw because he's been spending so much time working on his trophy events. But decent run. And then we'll wait to see how many, there's at least 1 penalty on stand number 1. There goes the flag. I see no sign of crayon anywhere on stand number 1. Hopefully that's the only 5-second penalty because, again, Tommy, you can accumulate them.
You can rack them up. You can rack them up. It's possible.
All right, gentlemen, your cut was good. DQ, cut the line, 5-second penalty.
Even the Hodges, we need you over here, big guy. Yeah.
Boy, this guy is put effort in, Dave. I'm going to let you interview this guy. I got you. We talked earlier about the hot saw you have, the hot saw that is on the way, or you're going to. I said, oh, you're going to rebuild the new hot saw? You go, hell no. I'm rebuilding the one I'm running today. Tell us what's going to happen with the saw you just ran out there when we see you here next year.
Well, it's definitely going to go under the knife. There's enough guys that are running a lot bigger motors than I've got, so I'm getting outmotored. So that's going to be coming down the pike soon.
Can you tell us what size?
I'm looking at around 380 to 420, somewhere in that range.
I love it. And do you feel that that's going to compromise your speed to the wood? What possibly will change in a negative way?
Just a little bit tougher on the switches, maybe. But as long as I keep the throttle down, which I try not to burp it, and I rarely ever burp it, but for some reason I did there. But as long as I don't burp it, it'll be fine.
We'll see in a few minutes. Get that saw cooled down. There you go, Aaron Hovis.
Well, here's the run from Aaron Hovis. We watched that saw come up. Very nice, clean, consistent cut. A little bit walking into the log, which sets him up for a slightly thinner second cut, but just very automatic, up and down through the log. It looks so effortless when you get an operator that knows what they're doing, but there's so many forces on the saw, and I think that's what played in here for Nate Cumberland on stand number 1. You hit that throttle and the RPMs come up. If you've ever ridden a dirt bike and you jump in the air, you can blip the throttle and change nose up. You can hit the brake and send the nose down. So trying to steer this 60-pound, 60-some-odd horsepower saw into that, and you can see it right there. Oh. You see him blip the throttle, and the bar just leaps into the air as he dives into the wood.
Yeah, it didn't look like he had his foot
Well, we are coming to you from Jackalope, Virginia Beach, this extreme action sports things, and you've heard of people being said to be doing a high wire act. This is an actual high wire act. This is about 9 stories above our arena going on right now. And I'm not going to request a crack at that.
Tommy, I think you've got it. I think you've got what it takes.
I'll trust you. I'll trust you on that. We're good. We're good, right? Big weekend here at Virginia Beach. Great to be a part of it. Jackalope, Virginia Beach. Run down all the things going on here. It's incredible. Beautiful spot.
This next heat, Dave, I am jacked up to see this next heat. 2 of the best in the business coming up next in this hot saw showdown time trial race. Could tell us a lot about how the rest of the day is going to go for them here in Virginia Beach. All right, once we get word from the truck that we are good, we'll bring the athletes up onto the stage. But you can tell Maddie's itching. He's itching. They're going without us. They don't even care.
We're gonna
they
go.
don't even care.
Yeah,
They're going. All right, hailing out of California, the world record holder in this hot saw. Let's hear it for Nate Hodges on position 2. Maddie Slingerland on position 1.
Couple of the heavyweights in this business, in this heat, that is for sure. Stand 1 right there from Tennessee. Matt Slingerland, personal best of 4.81. So many silver medals for him. He's come so close to national championships. But he's going up against a tough customer here. How about the world record holder right now?
Warm
Nate
up
Hodges,
your saws.
U.S. champ 24 and last year in 25. World champion winner in 2024. His personal best is a 4.28.
Bears repeating that 4.28. His personal best is the world's personal best.
Yes.
That is the world record in this hot saw event. Nate Hodges running the largest displacement saw that's out here at 430 cc's. You'd think that'd be enough. You'd think that would satisfy him, but
30
no,
seconds.
There's a bigger power plant on the way. This saw is having an issue ejecting chains quite frequently. So it could be a crank out of balance. It could just be too much power, too many RPMs, too much chain speed. We'll see how it goes here in qualifying round.
Here on position 1. All right, here we go. Preview of what could be our final here later.
Time to beat Matt Cogar's 4.94.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go.
Both these guys exceptionally quick to the wood. There it is.
The chain is off. Wow.
Maddie Cogar, I think, has 3 clean cuts, but there is the disaster. Okay, let's start coming up with DQs and seconds and times. And, I mean, the time is still running. I do not want to be a judge on the stage right now. This is a different format. It's slightly different rules.
We're hoping that saw will be able to be run again in the next round. Slingerland looks...
Okay, so he didn't DQ. I don't think he jumped the gun. He did get his first cut off. He did not get the next 2 cuts off. Here's a look at that run on stand number 2 from Nate Hodges. We'll watch this back in slow-mo. There's just so much torque in this motor. It looks like cut number 1, it would be good. He slams it up into cut number 2, so he is cutting. He did, so where I thought that went Western for him is getting the chain started crooked in the bottom of that log, but he is up in the wood cutting. That's one of the best case scenarios. It keeps pressure on that chain. It keeps the chain in the guide bar. The chain didn't break.
How did it stop?
It just walks off the nose.
Wow.
Boom. I don't think it broke. Look, it still looks like it's a complete loop. It just discharged. Could be where the chain comes off the sprocket onto the back of the bar, and then that automatically puts the chain off to the side of the guide and sends a bad line down there. But let's talk about the good here. Let's talk about Maddie Slingerland's run. Here we are. We're up for number 1. A little bit heavy on that first cut, but not terrible. It still has plenty of real estate. Gets a little thin on the second one to make up for it. And then that third cut with plenty of real estate left. That's about as textbook as you could possibly get. I wasn't even really paying attention to his second, third cut when all the chaos. Oh, here we go. Look at this. There's a broken disc for Maddie Slingerland. I'm not worried about that, Tommy, though, because you can tell that wood was cut. That is not down to like a paper-thin edge. It looks like it may have come down and hit the top of the bar, hit the stage, and broke out. We'll see if we can identify when this happened. And we're now talking about, 5 seconds versus no 5 seconds.
Oh, it's already cut out.
It's already cut out. Yeah, so that's... Was that a defect in the log? Because look, there's a little bit of it in the first cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, good luck with that. Yeah.
Tommy, have I ever told you how much I enjoy being up here with you and not on the stage as a judge?
Yeah.
I'd rather be up here judging the judging.
Maybe we can work out a judge for a day thing for you.
No, I don't even need to experience it. I don't need to job shadow that.
You might change your whole outlook.
Yeah.
Or maybe not.
Over the course of the last year. It earns a lot of
I wonder if there was a defect in the log. It was there on the first cut.
You could see it on the other,
Slammed it into the upcut, took a relatively large disc on the upcut, so it would have been tough even if he got that disc off.
We were talking about Nate's world record 4.28 today, and Nate said, I'm not sure anybody's ever going to beat that. He said if it's going to be beaten, it'll be beaten here at sea level. You can probably explain why that is.
Well, yeah, that's an oxygen density situation. Oxygen is one of the most important fuels in these motors.
Oh, here we go.
All right, gentlemen, you did not make this easy. You have a DNF, so your time is 60 seconds. You actually, on your upcut, hit the disc, so it's an incomplete disc.
I'll review it.
And it's a 5-second penalty.
So Maddie Slingerland, you hear him already pointing off stage. You heard him call for Bucket. He's talking about Nathan Waterfield, a.k.a. Bucket, and he is over there now having a conference with Nathan Waterfield. You don't argue with the judges. You go talk to Nathan Waterfield. Nathan Waterfield will then go argue with judges or be kind of a mediator in this situation. You see Nathan going up. He's going to collect the discs. Maddie Slingerland, let's get another look at this. Maddie Slingerland is arguing that he did not hit the disc on the way up. Let's watch.
Couldn't tell. It was covered.
Yeah, it was covered from our perspective, but it looks like there's that same mark. Yeah, this is an unpopular decision with the crowd here.
We get some of that.
Who's got two thumbs and is disappointed in the judges? That lady is.
Your power. Yeah, it's one thing if you're really thin on the bottom, but when you got that much wood there, there's just no other choice but to cut it. So, yeah, I think it's the wrong call, but we'll see.
All right, we'll see you soon. You're going to run again. I think we're going to see this guy still moving on. I'm not too concerned about Maddie Sling. If there's anybody who can rebound, who has the ability to handle these pressure situations, it's Slingerland.
These guys are really looking for that number one seed in this because they don't have to race anybody in that first round. We had one of the athletes drop out. But all right, folks, if you want to be on the big screen, take out your phones right now, scan that QR code. We've got our STIHL Timbersports Series fan cam live here tonight. So make some faces, have some fun with it. Check in with STIHL USA up there and scan in. Say hello to the people. Let's see those faces out there. There we go. That's what we're talking about. Some of our youngins out there. Woo! Yeah. Thank you guys all so much for coming on out to Jackalope this weekend. Again, we got our Hot Stall Showdown tonight. North American Women's Cup, 1 o'clock tomorrow. And then our trophy race for the men's series. That'll be on Sunday at 1 o'clock. I have a feeling we're going to have a lot of fun over in the Patron tent with some of these fans here later tonight, Dave. I'm pretty jacked up about that. They look like they're having fun out there enjoying the sights and sounds of Virginia Beach. All right, looks like we're just about set, ready to go for our next heat.
Heat 6 from Newville, Pennsylvania, Alex Storm, and his opponent from Morgantown, West Virginia, Josh Wilson.
Told me in the warm-ups, it took about 45 hours of labor to put the saw together, 2 years to get it tuned.
Warm up your saws.
On stand number 1 from Newville, PA. Also the coach at Penn State, Mon Alto. That's Alex Storm.
All right, so these guys
going up against stand number 2. Josh Wilson, the veteran here.
Throw away, or it's got to be a pull start saw. It cannot have
Josh running a saw that he crafted with his own 2 hands.
All right.
Maniacally in his basement, and has been running exceptionally well with it. I'm very curious to see how the time trials go for him. Alex Storm, in my head, he's still a college kid, but he's now coaching college kids. Alex has really come into his own. This is one of the last disciplines, along with like springboard, that you might pick up as a timber sports athlete. So Alex has got a long road ahead of him, but he's been doing exceptionally well.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go.
A little bit of a hesitation. You hear that blip in the throttle from Josh Wilson.
Wow.
Head-to-head matchup. Man. These guys run against each other a lot on the Atlantic seaboard. And these guys, oh, look at it. We're showing unofficial times tied 5.51 seconds.
I think Storm's cutting time was the fastest.
Now, this is not like Little League. Not everybody gets a trophy. I know it's time trials, but we will go frame by frame and sort this out. And there it is. We've already updated the times. Josh Wilson will qualify ahead of Alex Storm, 5.37 to 5.46.
Wow.
There's the official times up on the stage now after adjustment.
Look like 2 good cuts. Let's see what Rich Hallett says.
For Storm, here's the judges ruling on the cuts.
Nice job, gentlemen. Both cuts are good.
Had Judge Rich Hallett trying to win some favors back from the crowd.
Yeah, may take a few heats to do that. But both of those guys taking advantage of a bit of a door left open by some of the heavy hitters earlier today.
We got Josh Wilson coming up to the
Love the
stage
close
with us
races.
Right now. You see Storm out there, man of the people from Newville, Pennsylvania. He's jacked up about that run.
We're here on the stage right now. Josh is watching this cut on the right. Wow, yeah, just nosed him out there, Josh. You got to be jacked up about that cut. Feels good with your own piece of equipment to make a run like that, eh, bud?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's definitely a little bit more special because I build everything. I put the blood, sweat, and tears into it. So it's really, it gets you that little extra than, just buying a saw. So, yep.
Now, I know you said it took 45 hours to fully construct the saw. How much, pre-research did you have to do to kind of draw it out? Because that thing can't come together easy.
No, I mean, I had about 2 years of planning just trying to find the actual motor itself because it's not something I can just go buy off a shelf. So once I found the motor, then it took about 45 hours of construction, another week or so of planning and whatnot to get it right. So yeah, I mean I've got a good 3 years into it. So.
All right, so now in between heats, what do you have to do to get ready for this next round with your saw?
I've got a little bit faster chain and, just get it cooled off and probably fill it back up with fuel just to make sure it's good to go, and we'll see what happens.
Josh, we'll see you in the next round, buddy. Congratulations. Awesome time. Give Josh Wilson a big round of applause. Epic run for Josh.
Here they are, side-by-side, split screen. Josh Wilson on the right, Alex Storm on the left. Alex Storm just getting a bigger lean on this. Josh Wilson just seems a little more effortless, and there you see a great look side-by-side as these guys go down through. I got to be honest, Alex Storm, look at the shove at the bottom of that run, trying to get everything he can out of that saw. Hot saw Harry Burnsworth would be proud of that run. He would say on those down cuts, you're pushing hard enough when your feet come off the stage. Alex Storm was pretty close.
Josh Wilson, a personal best 5.37, puts him right up there into third place, in Alex Storm just a hair behind that, in fourth as it stands right now. Two good efforts.
No, these saws so temperamental, Dave. When you have a run like that, it's got to be epic. I know you had your 250 runs for a long time. You won a world championship with that saw. Yeah, talk to me about what that feels like after all the pains of a hot saw and then putting down a run like that. Every once in a while, it just comes together with a 325 road test, but I changed it. I put a bigger sprocket on, changed the fuel, and sometimes you're just in the zone. You don't sense the crowd, you don't sense anything, and you get it in the wood, and it's just like running a steel 660. It's so easy. When you get through it, you're like, I remember when I won the world title, I got done, I shrugged my shoulders, and it was no big deal. Those are the days that you just stay in that zone. You go, what's that back over zone? Making sure we got a full complete line around that wall.
6-inch line for all these athletes to stay inside of. But these two, some of the best hot sawyers in the business. Coming up next, Dave.
From Diana, West Virginia, Jason Lentz, and his opponent from Memramcook, New Brunswick, Marcel Dupuis.
Two of the strongest guys in the sport. Jason Lentz, 6'6" animal on position 1, and then we've got the firefighter over there on position 2. Marcel Dupuis, this dude is a savage with a hot saw.
There he is on stand number 1, the American in this final heat. The final heat of 2 players here. We do have a single to go after this, but that is Jason Lentz. Jason Lentz is certainly definitely one of the top tier guys for a good many years here. He is part of the establishment now and has been for a long, long time. National championship.
Warm up your saws.
Going up against the beast from the east, Marcel Dupuis of New Brunswick, Canada. 4-time champ in Canada, national champion. Marcel holds so many records up there.
And Marcel Dupuis, arguably the strongest hot saw operator on the Canadian team. He's got a lot of guys chasing him down, though. It's an amazing run coming in from the Canadian team. Jason Lentz, as you mentioned, he is part of the conversation every year at the STIHL TimberSports Series with guys like Matt Cogar, Nate Hodges, Matty Slingerland. And Jason, in his hot saw operation, he really has come into his own in this. He gets some amazing chains done by his dad, Mel. He's got an exceptionally good power plant, and when it all falls together, he is capable of world record pace.
All right, athletes are ready. Looking to capture that #1 seed and practically have a...
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go.
Great side-by-side view. Look at how quick Jason Lentz is to the wood.
Wow.
And just shoving that saw down through a 5.61. It did not seem to be very bright or responsive based on the effort he was putting into it. And trouble on stand number 2 for Marcel Dupuis. You can see they're already adding penalty time on there. Or they will, I should say, most likely be adding penalty time on. He went back to try to get a complete disc, and I think he went over the line. He might have 10 seconds of penalty on there at least. All right, here's the run from Marcel Dupuis. We watch as he comes up. Saw gets a little bit crooked, and as he revs up, it's just kind of running around on him a little bit. You see him also shift his top hand. There it is. Terrible cutout on that upcut. Comes back through the down cut. That is very thick at the bottom. He realizes he has a missed cut. He goes back to try to reshoot, and I believe it erases a section of that line right there on the far side of the log. So that probably will be 2 penalties, 2 DQs, so 2 5-second penalties.
Both cuts are good.
That's what we like to hear.
Wow. Both cuts are good. Thought for all the world he'd missed it on that last go back.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that on replay. I mean, maybe. So the rule, Tommy, is you cannot sever the line. So maybe there was a little bit of wax there.
A little bit of color.
The assistant global sports director, Nathan Waterfield, they determined that there was a grapple pinch mark on Maddie Sling's log, which caused that cookie.
Here's a run from Jason Lentz. You can see him get up over that saw. And I don't know if I just don't feel like he's running one of his good chains. You know, it's qualifying time. He's kind of putting it together, but it just didn't seem like the Jason Lentz run we're used to.
No,
again,
not at
could
all.
be qualifying. Let's take a look, though. This is what I really want to see. This run from Marcel Dupuis. I need like X-ray super magnifying vision to see this third cut come down. So cut number 1, no issues, except look at him move his hand. That's just not what you want to do to shift your position. Cut 2 is rubbish. Cut 3 is husky. And then he goes back for cut number 3.5. And I swear he deletes this line. Tommy, there must be a little bit of wax hiding out there, just enough along there. You can shave that line, you can diminish that line, but you cannot sever that line. And you know our judges, they're not, there's no mulligans with these two. So if they say there's crayon mark there, there's crayon mark there.
Heat 8 coming up next in our hot sauce showdown. Dude, this has been absolutely incredible time trials to start. We're going to kick it up a notch in our next round. Single elimination all the way to the finals. We're going to crown this year's Hot Sauce Showdown champion. They can take home this awesome Steel Timber Sports Series belt up here on the stage. We got highlighters right above us right now.
Well, Tommy, sometimes it's worth a third or fourth look. Maddie Slingerland appealed to Nathan Waterfield to take another look at this decision. We talked about this. I said, I don't understand how that wood was taken away by the chainsaw. You can see on the first cut on the deck, there's a similar notch taken out of that piece. There's also one in that second cut. It just, and Maddie knew it too. He goes, it's just not a chunk of wood removed by his saw. What they determined was in the logging operation, that is a grapple from a skidder, the log truck, something moving that log around that put a mark in the bottom of that log, and the wood just fell out of that. So nothing he did. They reversed that call. No 5-second penalty. That will advance Maddie Slingerland higher in the rankings as we move into the brackets.
Yeah, gives him a 5.08 when it's it's all said and done, and that puts him right up tucked under our leader, Matthew Cogar. We do have one more heat to go.
All right, final heat of our time trial from Walpole, New Hampshire. Let's hear it for Trevor Beaudry.
All right, we have an odd number of competitors in this hot sauce showdown here. So the final heat would be Trevor Beaudry running against the clock. They are all running against the clock when you look at it. So Trevor Beaudry will get to set his time without another player on the other side of the barrier there. And as I understand it, because of that, our top finisher will get a bye into the quarters. And we'll have to cut a procedural cut to make sure that his saw has had to make as many cuts as the other.
Tommy, I have no more words. You just explained that perfectly. So
hoping it's true.
That's exactly how it works. Yeah, Trevor's out here. He's got to post a time to seed himself in the bracketed match. Our number one qualifier will get a bye, but they will need to make a cut. So that, or I guess 3 cuts, I should say. They will have to come out and perform the task at hand so that they have just as many runs on their saw as anyone else would. So it's an advantage, but not a massive advantage for our number one qualifier.
To really dial them in, find out the fuel mixture they want, the size pipe that gives that compression.
Top time again, Matt Cogar, 4.94.
Well, a lot of our competitors, right, I talked to a lot of the competitors earlier, their predictions were right. They said, kind of the mid-5s, 5.25s, 5.3s. And then there was Matt Cogar.
2, 1, go!
And here comes Trevor Beaudry. He's going to try to get down in that sub-5, and it is not going to happen. He tried a little too hard on that pull up through the wood. Fuel-air mixture was not quite right, I think, on that, or just a little too much Trevor Beaudry going up into the second cut on that. We should point out, too, I love to point this out, you see the kidney belt, the belly band there on Trevor Beaudry. That is not for fashion. That is 100% for function. That is to keep the carburetor from sucking his T-shirt into the throttle body, essentially, and choking out that motor. It happens more often than you might believe. There are no air filters on the back of these. There are no cages on the back of these. And there you hear it. Good cut. A tough break as that saw almost stalls out completely. He keeps it running down through that third cut.
Don't do any Ricky Bobby stuff while we're up here. You get me laugh. What happened on that second cut?
If you're not first, you're last, Dave.
Tell us how you saw pulled down. Can you make an adjustment with your high-speed jet in between heats here, or you got to make adjustment on the weight you're laying on?
Just got to go fast.
You're doing Ricky Bobby.
The bit is ruined if you ruin the bit, Dave.
No, we gotta teach the crowd though. Seriously, your saw was the only saw that really pulled down. What do we do about that?
Don't pull on it so hard. I was pulling on it pretty hard and pretty much killed it. It might be a little lean. We were in West Virginia last weekend. I tweaked with the jets a little bit. Leaned it out just a little bit for the atmospheric conditions there. We're down at sea level here, more oxygen. Probably needs a little more fuel. It should be fine. I was reefing on it pretty hard, though. I'm not surprised it pulled down.
All right, thanks, Trevor. Trevor Beaudry. Again, the advantages of being a hot saw mechanic, no panic. Just that jet, maybe put a less aggressive chain on. We'll see the next round.
Absolutely. We'll see how these athletes are going to be ranked here.
Well, that completes our qualifying round. Our time trials are complete here, and from this list right here, we will seed our head-to-head bracketed competitions. And look at all the personal bests on that. Matt Cogar, of course, with the best time of all, a 4.94. Matt Slingerland got a little redemption from a call that went against him earlier to come up into second place. Josh Wilson, good effort from him, a personal best. Lentz, Storm, Hovis, Robarge, Cumberland, Beaudry, Larkin, Dupuis, and Nicely. So we will take a break. We will get the new pairings set up and be ready to go with the finals.
When you spend 100 years building chainsaws, you get really good at building chainsaws. So when STIHL built the mower, we built the chainsaw mowers. New blade, same bloodline.
Some days, everything goes your way. This is not one of those days.
Look at that.
Good thing the Gator XUV can navigate rugged terrain and haul whatever the day demands.
Pull me out!
Because when work happens, you've got a Gator for that. The Gator XUV, built for every kind of workday.
The power's out!
Learn more at an authorized John Deere dealer.
Conserving moments like this. The Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation is building a strong future for all big game. 1 square mile a day. That's our mission. More access, healthier habitats. Your support will help shape what's next.
Special place. Virginia Beach and Jackalope, Virginia Beach. This is one of the world's foremost gatherings of action sports. All sorts of great and things that you'd never see on a daily basis, but they have got everything going on here. Celebrating 100 years of STIHL chainsaws. They sponsor our coverage. Also John Deere, the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, and Jackalope. Great to have these great partners in this wonderful thing. First time ever on American soil for the STIHL North American Hot Saw Showdown. Bragging rights for a continent on the line.
All right, your number one qualifier coming to the stage right now from Grafton, West Virginia. Let's hear it for Matt Cogar.
Well, this is the cut we were talking about. This is kind of a procedural thing. Matt Cogar, being the top qualifier, gets a bye into the quarterfinals, but we've got the round of 8 to go before that. So Matt will get a bye on that, but he will have to make another cut, as we explained earlier, Kevin, just to make everything equal as far as the amount of times your saw is used during the course of the competition.
Yeah, guaranteed to win.
Yeah,
guaranteed
absolutely.
to advance.
I was going to try to get you to bet on it.
But he can't. Yeah, but he can't get a total free pass. He's got to put some revs. I got to be honest. I wonder if he get a quick a change of chain for this. Maybe throw a practice chain on, because he doesn't need a fast chain. He's got to make 3 cuts. Again, as you pointed out, Tommy, it's just procedural. Has to go through the motions. He declared the winner of this heat.
30 seconds.
There's also something to be said about messing up your saw. That's not going to happen right now. He'll save that for another. He'll save it for the Nationals when he's behind by 3 points, and he has to come back at triple points. Watch that coming up later this season in Milwaukee. I think you're going to see a conservative cut, but fast. They train fast. Their mind says, let's go fast. They don't want to deviate from that. Looks like Matt's set, ready to go.
Athlete ready.
Go.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go.
Well, now's the time to do that, I suppose.
Absolutely.
Well, just rubbish everywhere, Tommy. Yeah. Absolute rubbish everywhere. But it doesn't matter.
No,
it doesn't matter. Saw wouldn't fire. He cut out. He absolutely went after it. No lift. Yeah, Rich throws the flag, but whatever. Let the guy get off the stage. Let's get on with the show. That is not Matt Cogar style sawing.
Starter handle, that cord snapped. So that's a good thing for that to happen now.
Okay, your cut was bad, but it's okay. You still move on.
After 30-something years, Rich, you are so sick. So sad.
I didn't know if you wanted to interview or not.
Quick.
Yeah, Matt goes, ew. Yeah, Matt. Look, the reality is you're a professional, you're competitive. There's something that happens when you have a competitive, you've got someone you're going against. You're coming from behind. You're trying to win a national title. Going out there on your own to just make 3 clean cuts, it's not easy. Right? I think we like to say, like in bike racing, attack, accelerate to avoid conflict. Sometimes you want to go fast.
Yeah, no, it's an opportunity to run as quick as you can, and I kind of went out there. Was like, okay, well, I have to put this 3 cuts together. We'll try to see what happens, and I'm glad I got all that mayhem out of the way, and maybe things will be better on the next round.
You broke your backup starter cord. Do you have a spare?
No, I don't have a spare, so I'll have to tie a quick knot in that one real quick.
All right, buddy. Thanks for the interview. Matt Cogar, we'll see him again, our number 1 qualifier.
Our number 1 qualifier thankfully had a bye run here. or he would have been out in the first round. Our number one qualifier would have been eliminated. So all sorts of chaos going on here. His first pull on the starter cord, it did not fire. He grabs his backup starter cord and goes to give it a pull here, and that cord snaps right at the handle. Now he's got a hunk of rope wrapped around the crankshaft, goes back to starter quarter number 1. He finally gets the thing going, attempts to get 3 cuts on the deck, ends up cutting out, and you hear, and, oh, I didn't even see that. He was actually standing on the tether cord, and it was over the expansion chamber. So when he went to lift the saw up, it's tied to the stand, and he's standing on the other end. I need a whole steno pad to write down everything that went wrong with that run from Matt Cogar.
Oh, you put it best. What a great opportunity to be unopposed.
Yes,
that is the meat of the whole thing right there. He could have pulled all sorts of shenanigans.
All right, heat number 2 of our elimination round here, hailing out of New Brunswick. On position 1, let's hear it for Ben Cumberland. On position 2, out of New Hampshire, Trevor Beaudry.
Stand 1 right there from Canada, passing on into the round of 8. Here's Ben Cumberland. Got his personal best with an 8.09 in our qualifying round. He'll be going up against, on stand number 2, from Walpole, New Hampshire, Trevor Beaudry. School teacher there. His personal best as well. Laid down a 6.44.
Tommy, in a normal, rational world, this should not be an issue for Trevor Beaudry. He should be able to handle Ben Cumberland quite handily. This isn't a normal, rational world.
No.
This is a hot saw world.
It's a hot saw world. It's a crazy world.
I try not to pull favorites. And I guess I'm not really rooting for Ben directly, but I got to root for the classic Rotax powered machine in a field of Honda motors right now.
You have your allegiances.
Yeah. I have my gray hair. I think that's what it is. It's the nostalgia of that classic red cylinder head, black lower case. Great saws for many, many years, and obviously still on the stage, still getting it done. But again, in a normal, rational world, this should be Beaudry pretty handily.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go.
Both these guys away very quickly. Both these guys into the wood clean. Trouble on 1 for Ben Cumberland. Oh, the chaos continues. Looks like a handy win for Trevor Beaudry, who will advance. Ben Cumberland, I don't think he is going to get credit for this. We got to talk about how you disqualify now in this round.
Yeah.
The whole 5-second penalty thing, forget about it, Tommy. You got to let that stuff go. That was old news from time trials.
Right.
But there's still a kind of weird DQ rule here in this hot saw event. I'll tell you about it right after Rich comes out here when we get our interviews done.
Both cuts are good.
There is both cuts are good. Beaudry officially at 5.65 seconds will advance to the next round.
Trevor, we talked about some of the adjustments potentially you were going to make in the back between these last couple of heats. Did you go back there, tune the saw at all, or just take a little bit off the gas there coming through those cuts?
That little guy? Don't worry about that little guy.
This is always the thing with hot saw racers, folks. You can never get the full truth out of them, no matter if it's fuel, chain, build, anything. But, Trevor, that was a fast run, man. 5.6, it's got to be one of your personal bests.
Yeah, for sure. And I did. You know, you got to play with What else do? You tinker with them.
I love that you tinkered with it, buddy. You advance to the next round. Give Trevor a big round of applause. Congratulations, man. Awesome cut.
Here's that run from Trevor Beaudry. He mentioned the last time he ran the saw was at slightly higher elevation in West Virginia. Had it leaned out a little too much. We're down at sea level, literally at sea level. Maybe, 4 feet above sea level right now. Much more oxygen-rich environment. He could put a little more fuel to go with that additional oxygen. This run here from Ben Cumberland, things got away from him. He did get credit for a run, but it doesn't matter because he did not manage to take down that time of Trevor Beaudry. You see an incomplete disc, and then he goes back to try to fix it once, comes back up to do a down cut, gets settled in, and does make a complete disc. He doesn't know what's going on behind him. And I mentioned, Tommy, new disqualification rules now that we're into our bracketed matchup. Now it is, for example, if both of these competitors disqualified, it's who advanced further through the series of cuts. So you versus me, I cut out on cut number 1, you cut out on cut number 3. Those are both disqualifications, but congratulations, you will advance because you made it further through that particular event than I did.
Man. That's the news right there. I'm doing my best. That's okay. That's helpful information there. It's not how you DQ, it's when you DQ.
It really is.
Wow.
And I posed a question to Nathan Waterfield because I go, Nate, I'm going in the weeds, right? We're going to go really deep. Let's say that Tommy, you're on stand number 1. I'm running on stand number 2. I can look down the line and see your back and maybe have some indication of what's going on. Meanwhile, I'm running a 60 horsepower chainsaw. I need to focus on what I'm doing. But let's just say Tommy Sander comes up and blows his chain out at the top of cut number 1, and I see it happen. I could finish cut number 1, set my saw down, and go, I'm done. I would advance, you would be out.
Elk Foundation, get in on those. Get in on those. Elk are awesome. That's all I'm going to say. Elk are awesome.
Look at these big guys coming out. We are good to go. Let's reinforce the stage here. Let's bring him up from Diana, West Virginia, Jason Lentz. And from New Brunswick, the big man, Nate Cumberland.
Stand number 1, Jason Lentz. Definitely many championships. A terror with the hot saw, there's no doubt about that. Going up against Nathan Cumberland. Nathan Cumberland worked hard to get into this hot saw showdown and the associated trophy competition coming up on Sunday. Remind you, right here at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. You can see him competing for Canada in that. But right now, he's got to go up against Jason Lentz. And we'll need his personal best and then some, as we've already said today.
Yeah, Tommy, I'm watching stand number 1 very closely. Jason Lentz didn't seem very Jason Lentzy in that time trial run. It just, I don't know. I'm wondering if he wasn't running one of his better chains. I don't know if he was being a little bit conservative. But I know there's more there. I know there's way more there from the operator and the machine. And I think now we're going to see it.
Dangerous situation. All right, you see these guys wrapping those recoils.
Final protocols in the launch procedure. They're getting those safety tethers fastened to their throwaway starter cord. The very last action they will do is turn on their gravity feed oilers.
Jason's Lentz a 5:45 in the first go round.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber.
Cumberland, 13.55.
Go!
Off and away, both competitors. It is advantage, Nate Cumberland, but a cutout for Cumberland. If we've got 3 clean discs on stand number 1, Jason Lentz will be advancing. And I think Nate Cumberland knew that he didn't have that 3rd disc. I think he knew he couldn't get that 3rd disc and beat Jason Lentz. I got to be honest, I feel like I would have taken a stab at it just in case there was something really detrimental on stand 1.
DQ on stand 2, incomplete disc. The winner is
Jason Lentz with an advanced 5.62 seconds. We'll try to get a couple words with Lentz here off to the side.
Sometimes Jason sticks around, and sometimes he makes a fast exit.
He's trying to get that saw cooled down.
I don't blame him one bit. That's all.
Let's watch this run. Stand number 1, Jason Lentz. Again, this time trial just did not seem that flash to me. He seems like he's got it gathered up a little bit heavy on disc number 2. You can see it was into the territory he had reserved for disc number 3, but he keeps it together, peeks underneath the log to make sure that that line is still there. It was declared a good cut by our head judge, Rich Hallett. Let's watch Nate Cumberland on stand number 2. Up and in, a little bit heavy right out of the gate. Very heavy on number 2, and then he goes to try to pull off a third very thin disc. Oh, then he even hits the nose of the bar at the bottom of the log, further eroding that. That was a tough break.
Blazing start for him, I got to say, but it just went awry at the wrong time.
Well, and you have no option at this point.
Yeah.
There is no post a safe time like we would see in the traditional Steel Timber Sports series.
Just post a time, that doesn't work.
No, there is, I need to beat Jason Lentz, and Jason Lentz is really stinking fast.
Yeah. Heat 4 is on the way here. The Jackalope Festival, Jackalope, Virginia Beach. Man, it's a super popular destination out here in the special weekend at the end of May. We've got the skateboarding, both street and vertical. We've got Moto X. We've got all sorts of crazy stuff going on here. Big crowds, huge crowds been going on through the weekend here. Since we consider ourselves the original extreme sport, I think we fit right in here. We'll be here all weekend.
We'll be here all weekend. Yeah. It's a tremendous fit, and just evidence of that, I went out for a coffee earlier today, ran into the whole Moto X crew, the riders, the MC, everybody at coffee, and they saw, of course, the Timber Sports shirt, and they had tons of questions about hot saws. They're riding dirt bikes. We're cutting wood with dirt bikes, and I know they're out there in the crowd somewhere just taking this all in.
That's going on right above us here. Line walking. Oh, yeah. Got to work our way back up and gather the balance. And I don't know how they get back up on that thing and start walking again. That I've not figured out yet. That was the tumble. Yeah. You go down until you're caught. You're falling like a set of car keys. Rather an artistic pose, though. I mean, that's, making the most, maximize your time.
Yeah, 9.5 out of 10 on the dismount.
Yeah. Excellent stuff.
All right, so we're just about set.
Heat number 4, Alex Storm versus Ben Nicely. North Carolina.
All right, on stand number 1, Alex Storm. Alex Storm from Pennsylvania. Now it coaches college timber sports competition for a team there at Penn State. Alex Storm had a 5.46 his first go around. Very, very tight time there. Going up against Ben Nicely. Ben Nicely.
Warm up your
Didn't get exactly what he needed. Had a little trouble there, 11.13 in round 1, but he can make up some ground here with 3 great cuts.
Well, it sets up a very interesting heat. Both of these guys are mid-5 cutters. Alex Storm just posted his personal best today. I believe that was his personal best today. And Ben Nicely is right there with him. They're both mid-5 cutters. We're in that kind of sweet spot in the middle of the brackets where things really get spicy.
Real tight.
But tell you what, things are getting spicy on stand number 1. There it is. Okay. Alex Storm's saw was not firing. They get 1 minute of prep time. And right around the 30-second call from head judge Rich Hallett, Alex Storm finally breathed some life into that CR250 highly modified motor.
Not the first time he's dealt with this. He'll be all right. There goes the tether. And at this point, you feel your heartbeat pounding in your ear.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber.
Alex Storm's got to get that tether on. He's got to get his hand up. There he goes. Euler went on last minute. Wow. Now it's just go time. Hesitation from Storm, though, at the top of that cut. Ben Nicely not waiting around. Alex Storm just threw the wood. He went from not able to get that saw to fire. Last minute, hands to the wood, Euler on, everything just pounding in his ears, and that adrenaline forced that saw through the wood. Oh, I know exactly what that was. So you saw him kind of waving like a blue paper towel, blue paper rag. So the competitors will keep something blocking the intake, blocking the carburetor. I don't think he took that out when he went to fire the saw. So it was super choked with a chunk of paper towel in there.
Both cuts are good. The winner is
Alex Storm. 5.44 seconds. We're definitely going to get an interview with him on that.
I've been watching you compete a long time, buddy. Boy, you are finding a whole new level to Alex Storm. You're not the first person that's done this. We've seen this from a lot of the best hot sawyers in the world. A lot of times these hot sawyers, with all the sawdust flying around, you want to keep your carburetor plugged up. What happened in the warm-up?
I've got a little rag in the carburetor hole. There's no screen on it. Left it in there. That first pull, it started, but it ran out of air. And then I heard someone off stage yell it. I never would have thought it. And I put a little bit of fuel in, just tried to keep calm. I didn't even have the saw sitting in the right spot. I think I pulled one of your fist bumps on the end there, Dave, because when I hit that first cut, I knew it was full go.
Yeah, and it looked to me that your hot saw wasn't even in the proper position. You were back away from the log, but you had to get your hands up there.
Yeah, actually the starter cord wasn't in the little hub on the sprocket either. It wasn't in there right. So the last second I just pushed it straight in and tethered it, hit my oil change. My hands were probably on the wood and let it loose.
Awesome. Got a big round of applause. Alex Storm. Well, here is that run. You can see that little bit of paper towel on the stage over by his right foot. Full adrenaline run. You can see the determination in his face as he shoves through that third cut and looks over to find out that he is advancing. You see him there, he's shaking the paper towel. He's like, I think he was showing Dave over there. He goes, look what I did. You can't get a lot of oxygen in that motor with a big chunk of paper towel wadded in the carburetor. Here's stand number 2. Ben Nicely, nothing to complain about. Very thin first disc, and he really gets through there. He may have been a little bit conservative on the pressure on that first disc, just being a little hesitant, knowing it was thin, and he was just so close to Alex Storm. Again, we're in that sweet spot in the middle of the bracket where your middle seeds are all pretty equally matched. This is where the races are going to happen.
There's the QR code up on the board right now. We're going to do a poll here, a fan poll. We've got an absolute rocket heat up next. Maddie Slingerland taking on Nate Hodges, the world record holder in this event. This is one of those matchings that if Nate hadn't thrown a chain in that initial round, we'd have possibly seen him as the number 1 qualifier. This is going to be a good one, folks. Vote now up on the board, and let's see who you think is going to win this one between Maddie Sling and Nate Hodges. All right.
It just happens all the time. Why are we seeing them matched up so early? This is going to be awesome.
I think fan favorite here is going to be Maddie Slingerland out of Pigeon Forge. He's got a lot of fans out there. We saw him chanting his name earlier when he was up here on the stage. But Nate Hodges loves playing the villain in the hot saw. He's been the great spoiler. This saw is just straight up impressive. He's running up here 430 cc's of awesomeness. But when you ride that line, this saw very volatile. We're going to see if he can dial it in here and eliminate one of the sport's greats, Maddie Slingerland, in this heat. All right, on position 1 from Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Let's hear it for Maddie Slingerland and North Fork, California, Mr. Nate Hodges.
Well, this is one of the bombshells of that first the qualifying round there. World record holder, Nate Hodges. Got a DNF. Had about the most disastrous run you could possibly have. And now he faces the man who thought he'd had a worse run in the qualifying round, Matt Slingerland, but did not like the call that went against him. Knew he deserved better, and he got a favorable ruling on that.
And he went about it the right way, too. He got Nathan Waterfield on board. They did some additional investigation. This matchup shouldn't be happening right now, though.
No.
This should be like a small final or something. Or the gold medal matchup. Right. I got to be honest, Nate Hodges has got to be running out of chains. We had a media event here the other morning, and he was running his hot saw, and he was even nervous. I got 2 chains left.
Oof.
And 2 chains really means 1 chain. And I'm not sure if he did damage to that chain when it threw in the last round. So much horsepower on stand number 2. The largest displacement saw here in the field today. Is the world record holder at 4.28 with Slingerland just right on his heels with a 4.8 as a personal best.
Did a 5.08 in his qualifying heat.
Maddie Sling on 1, Nate Hodges on 2.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go.
Maddie Slingerland is outmotored, but he can out-operate, and this is going to happen. Maddie Slingerland just advanced. Nate Hodges' saw did not go. All the displacement in the world is useless if the saw won't fire. What a heartbreak for our world record operator, Nate Hodges. He just can't even believe it. I know we're going to get an interview with Maddie Slingerland. I'd love to hear, though, from Hodges what went wrong on stand number 2. Maybe we'll be able to tell in the replay. Unbelievable. What an amazing, number 1, Tommy already said it. These 2 should not have gone head to head.
Right.
And boom, there it is. Maddie Slingerland, the crowd favorite in our poll we just did here a little bit ago, is going to advance.
Look at that. Sub 5 seconds for Maddie Slingerland.
Sub 5 time for Matt Slingerland. Unofficially 4.99. 1/100th.
And the winner is...
Up here. You can't cut sub 5 and walk off the stage.
That's what I do, baby.
I was hoping to get Hodges up here to get an interview. It looked like one of the support legs that broke off his saw. Do you have any intel? Let's step over here. Give Steele a little love in here. Do you have any intel on Hodges' saw?
Yeah, he said he gave it a good pull. It just didn't start. It's tough when you got a big saw like that. He wasn't able to warm it up after he threw his chain, so I bet all that played on it a bit, and maybe he had it too tight, just didn't start.
Talk about your cut. Knowing you had to go against Hodges, did you question perhaps his saw wouldn't start, or you're just like, I've got to go full Maddie Sling?
Yeah, you can't think about the other guy. I knew Nate. He has the record. He's one of the fastest, if not the fastest, and I knew I had to go give it everything I got. That's what I did, and the time hopefully show.
Same chain as the time trial round or new chain?
Yeah, different or same chain for that race. I just didn't have time to change it, but I got something for the final.
All right, go rest up, get your saw cooled down. Big round of applause from Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Our number one.
Let's go have a look at this run on stand number 1 from Matty Slinger. You heard him a little bit of a wink and nod, a little ace up his sleeve. He's got another chain that he wants to run as you get closer to the finals as we work our way through elimination. That's the same chain he used in time trials. The saw's running good. He's running good. The chain's cutting good. And there you see just the disappointment. Head down. I'm trying to look for any clues. There you go. Let's watch this now. Oh, see, he just did not execute that pull. He did not follow through. He had the saw up, coming up with the starter cord, and he just did not follow through with that pull. He knew he had to get to the wood quick. He was executing too fast, did not get a full pull on that starter cord. You also heard Matty Slingerland talk. Yeah, you see, he's kind of about, I don't know, 2/3 of the way through that pull, and there's just more there to give. That crankshaft needed another 3/4 of a revolution to get that to fire off.
Back foot came off the ground. Tough break there for Hodges.
Heat number 6, Dakota Robarge and Jeff Larkin. U.S.-Canada show.
All right, on stand number 1, Dakota Robarge. Going up against stand number 2, Jeff Larkin of Canada. Jeff Larkin, round 1, 7.18, a personal best for him, and also a personal best for Dakota Robarge of 5.73.
Dakota's got to be happy with a sub-6, a low 5. A lot of these guys are gunning
Warm
for
up
that
your
5-second
saws.
mark. Jeff Larkin probably gets the award as most improved Canadian sawyer. I feel like that personal best was a pretty big drop for him. Saw had been running well, but does not want to fire out of the gate. There it goes. He adds a little more fuel to it.
I think you heard Larkin there.
Tommy, you talk to a lot of guys that have old cars, motorcycles,
30
whatever.
seconds.
You need to fire these things up. They talk about knowing the secret handshake, right? You've got to have the right recipe. You got to have the ignition timing just right, the fuel-air ratio just right, right amount of choke. You got to know the secret handshake to get these things to fire off.
Now it started to scream, and I would know. Give it a quick warm-up and shut it off, let it cool down.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go.
Wow, it is all Robarge to the wood, and trouble for Larkin on stand 2. Maybe a thin disc for Robarge. He's going to have to hold off, though. I think that looks like a clean cut for his third cut. Boy, he was just up and through there. Not his fastest cut ever, in the mid-6s or low 6s. Good enough, though, to advance past Jeff Larkin.
Wow.
Here, let's turn it over to Rich Howell.
Both cuts are good. Winner is
Yeah, we get a quick interview with Dakota if he feels like it. Dakota Robarge. You know, in the national title, only the top 6 make it to the finals. Your first year in Milwaukee, getting accepted into the national championships, you made it to the top 6, Hot Sawyer, really making a statement. Here you are today, great cut with a 250, one of the fastest times. Are we going to be seeing a bigger saw from Dakota Robarge, or are you going to be staying with this with the speed?
Well, I got a 370 ordered right now, so that should be here soon. But this next heat here coming up is going to be a tough one with Matt Sling. So
your father, Wally Robarge, had a 325 Rotex. What advice did he give you for this weekend?
I didn't really talk to him, so I talked to my mother. So yeah, she said good luck, and yeah, just doing my best.
All right, good luck, buddy. We'll see you in the next round.
What a great interview from Dakota Robarge. And Tommy, I say this a lot. I've known the Robarge family for, I would say, 29 to 30 years right now.
Sure.
He has all of the knowledge and then some of his dad, but he has the mentality of his mom. He has the calm, cool headspace of his mom. And so it's funny to hear him say, I actually didn't talk to my dad, but I did talk to my mom. She said, do good and have fun. And that's the mindset. He's just coming out here calm, cool, collected, puts all the parts and pieces together, and I know the Robarge family is all back home cheering him on. Let's watch this cut here on stand number 2 from Jeff Larkin. He is shoving that saw down through, comes up. You can just see the entire power head is rotating under power, and it goes from a cut out to an exceptionally thick disc, and I think he sneaks in that third cut, but it doesn't matter. He is going to go down to Dakota Robarge.
That toe's pointing. You want that toe pointed straight in. Throw it against your knee. But when I talk to Mike Sullivan and say, why am I messing up my third cut? The back toe was out. That's going to take the saw with it.
That's some great insight there. Maybe something that athlete had not thought of. All right, here we go. Heat 7 coming out of West Virginia. Let's hear it for Mr. Josh Wilson on position 2 out of British Columbia, Bill Bischoff.
2 more heats to get our A who will advance to the quarters here. This one on stand 1. Josh Wilson had a good go of it in the qualifying round, going up against Bill Bischoff. Had a tough go of it for Bill Bischoff, but he's got a chance to redeem himself here. That's the thing about head-to-head.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, Billy accumulated, I think, 10 seconds of penalties. Yeah. He had 2 different disqualifications. And again, I'd give him a big hug and I'd say it to his face, but they were really dumb disqualifications. And I guess that's a good thing. They're highly preventable.
Yes.
He didn't have his fingers across the line. That was one of the disqualifications. And he also did not tether his throwaway starter cord. I think that's just nerves. This is the biggest North American hot sauce showdown there is, and the pressure to perform is immense. Oh, that chain is way loose for Billy Bischoff on stand number 2. Not much to be done about it at this point. He's got to get that tether on. Got to get his hands up on the wood and just try to settle in.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go.
No holding back now. Trouble for Wilson. The throwaway starter cord is over the expansion chamber, and I think he was standing on it. He has to go back. Oh, my God. There's chaos everywhere.
Wow.
Bill Bischoff, he's losing parts off of his saw, and actually the part that fell off is a required safety element. That could be a disqualification. Josh Wilson, his throwaway tether ended up across the expansion chamber. I think he was standing on it. So when he went to lift the saw, it was literally tied to the stage. That threw him way off kilter. Here we go, Tommy.
All right, this may bring in the who DQ'd first situation. It will bring it in.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I hate to be the one. Well, somebody's going to have to break it down and figure that out.
I guess they figured it pretty darn quick. Rich is out there. He's ready to make a call.
Yeah.
And the winner is Bill Bischoff.
We'll get a word with Bill over here.
Montreal Canadiens would be proud of you, buddy. Represent. I love the hockey jerseys. I'm a big hockey fan, too. That was awesome out there. But again, doing what other athletes have done, not pulling hard enough, not getting that saw turned over. But you knew. Hang on. Wilson can also make a mistake. You stayed with it. Were you aware of the mayhem going on with Wilson on stand 1?
No, not at all. I was only trying to pay attention to my screw up. And I just got, we working? Yeah, I just got that cord rewrapped there because I kind of just kicked it off a little bit and rewrapped and pulled and got her going. And I cut good after. Yeah.
All right, buddy. I want to make sure our mic, were you hearing me good on the mic out there? Are we good? Now we'll get our mic up. We'll get our mic up for the next round, buddy. Get your saw cooled down. Bring yourself down. We'll see you again.
Well, here's that run from Bill Bischoff. He fans that grip, has to get it back up into position and then pulls it. He also is over his expansion chamber, but once he gets up and going, first disc thin, second one right where you'd want to see it, lines up and just shoves it through. And there you see that protective guard that is going to have to get fixed before the next round. That is a protective guard. It's one of the few rules with the hot saw where you have to cover the exposed end of the crankshaft, like in the magneto. There you see all the trouble for Josh Wilson. The tether is over the top of the expansion chamber. You see him stumble with that saw, cut out on 2, then it breaks again on 3. He goes back to try to cut 3.75 and just cannot find enough real estate. You can just see the defeated look on Josh Wilson's face with a large pile of incomplete discs on the stage.
All right, we are live streaming around the world right now on YouTube. If you want to get on YouTube right now, scan that QR code up on the board. Let's see our fan cam here live in Virginia Beach. All right, let's see who's in that crowd, Dave. Who's out there scanning in? There's Cassandra Slingerland. Team Sling in the front row. There we go. That gentleman's got some of the hydraulic sandwiches out there flowing. Oh, that was the truck. The guys in the truck are trying to get in on the action. There's the camera guys on the stage having fun.
Does anybody have...
Oh, there's little Miss Vivian and my wife Katie joining in on the fun. There they are. Yeah, my daughter's first lumberjack show out here this weekend. That's awesome. All right, up next, hailing out of Missouri on position 1, we have Aaron Hovis, and representing Canada, we got Mr. Marcel Dupuis.
All right, stand number 1 on the left for the United States, Aaron Hovis, Southeast Missouri. Had a good time, 5.66, qualified in the 6th place in our time trial rounds. Marcel Dupuis, a little more trouble in his qualifying round, a 9.97. That is not typical of him, but he has got the tools to get it done in this one.
Warm up your saws.
This is the last chance.
A little bit
30
of trouble
seconds.
On stand number 2. That saw not wanting to fire. Needed a little bit of extra encouragement, a little more fuel, riching that mixture up.
You're thinking advantage to Hovis. I'm thinking advantage just for the pure experience level of Marcel Dupuis on position 2. Dude has been built for pressure his entire career. The Canadian Timbersports Series, so competitive every year, and this dude just always seems to get it done.
That represents Canada on the relay team.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go.
I got the feeling it's going to be a close race. I am leaning towards, I was about to say Dupuis, but that first cut went Aaron. Now we got trouble on stand 1 with Hovis. So this might be our first chance to do the who screwed up first and who screwed up second sort of thing.
But did Hodges make it, though?
Well, we're going to get an indication here from our head judge. Flag stays in the pocket for Rich Hallett. So it does appear Hodges is going to get a clean run. It got a little helter-skelter. It looks like he was able to reload. We'll get a look here in a second at the disc for Aaron Hodges. That stray one to the left. There's a stack of two, and the disc over to the left. You can see where he had to reload. He started to cut. It was crooked. He had to go back and fix it. Marcel had some commentary about the tether cord. I'm not sure what that was all about.
The winner is Aaron Hodges.
All right, we're going to get Hodges up here on the stage. Enough to advance, my friend. Enough to advance. Walk me through what was going through your head there when you blew out that cut at the end, and what were you thinking?
Well, the first thing went through my mind is, well, I guess I can pack the hot saw up, but I'm glad that I did make it through, but I just hate that it came to that, to where, down to the decision. But no, I'm happy to move on and going to take all the advantage I can of it.
Absolutely. Now, it has changed here quite a bit, temperature-wise and humidity-wise here into the evening. Is that having any effect on your saw right now? Are you going to make any changes heading into the next round?
Yeah, whenever I started pushing on it real hard, it didn't like it too much, so I made it lean it out just a tiny bit, just to fine-tune it. But other than that, it felt pretty good.
All right, buddy. Congratulations on advancing. Aaron Hodges, everybody, will advance to the next round. Give him a big round of applause.
Let's watch this run from Hodges as he goes up for his first cut. Everything looks good, clean, fine. Turn two, he switches over to cut number two. Things get heavy, very thick disc. Now he tries to get super thin, and the top of that disc blows out. Now he has even less real estate to work with. He pauses, hovers for a very long time, eases that saw into the cut, and he has so little real estate to work with. He manages to pull it off. Not a flash time, but a time, and enough to take down Marcel Dupuis with Marcel's DQ on stand two. Let's have a look at that. So there you see another competitor that got the starter cord tether hooked on the expansion chamber. Just pulls the whole motor crooked. He had cut out on his first disc. Massive second disc, no real estate to try to sneak in a fourth cut, let alone he barely got in his third cut.
Big disappointment. Big disappointment for Marcel Dupuis, and now we are down to 8 competitors. That means 4 matches. Our Hot Saw quarterfinals are coming up in our Hot Saw Showdown here in Virginia Beach, Virginia. We will be right back.
Smell that? Spring. Things out here have gotten a little too comfortable. It's time to remind these edges, and blades just who pays the bills around here. It's time to run it. Run it until the grass becomes a lawn, until the hedge is dark and covered. Then, run it again.
Some days, everything goes your way. This is not one of those days. Good thing the Gator XUV can navigate rugged terrain and haul whatever the day demands.
Pull me out!
Because when work happens, you've got a Gator for that. The Gator XUV, built for every kind of workday.
The power's out!
Learn more at an authorized John Deere dealer.
serving moments like this. The Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation is building a strong future for all big game. 1 square mile a day, that's our mission. More access, healthier habitats. Your support will help shape what's next.
Quarterfinal action here. 2026 STIHL North American Hot Sauce Showdown. 8 are remaining now. Of course, Matt Cogar was our top runner from the qualifying round, so he got a bye all the way into the quarters, but now he is going to be in our first matchup, it appears, as we get all set with these head-to-head matchups among the 8 who are left. 4 matches, then we'll be down to the semifinals.
All right, here we go. Quarterfinal heat. On position 1, we have Matt Cogar hailing out of Grafton, West Virginia, taking on Trevor Beaudry out of Walpole, New Hampshire.
All right, well, there he is, Matt Cogar, top qualifier from our time trial round there, and sort of surprised everyone, as you pointed out, Kevin, by just casually going sub-5 in that with a 4.94. That still stands as the fastest time we have had so far in this competition. He'll be going up against Trevor Beaudry. Trevor Beaudry with a 5.65 made it through his round of 8 matchup.
Tommy, I don't know if you're trying to save feelings there, but I certainly won't. You talked about his sub-5 in time trials, but you failed to mention the series of disasters in the first bracketed matchup. Thankfully, Matt Cogar was running alone. He had a bye run.
Yes.
He just had to get out and participate in the event, put reps on the saw so that the saw had equal time on it compared to everybody else's saw. If he
30 seconds
had a bye run, he wouldn't be out here right now. It was a dumpster fire. It was an absolute disaster.
I went with the chalk on that one, and it paid off, though.
Yeah.
He did go through.
Just glistening under the lights here in Virginia. This is going to be awesome, Dave. I'm excited for this elimination round.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go.
Somebody was flipping. Oh, double clutch for Matt Cogar at the top. It is going to be Trevor Beaudry if both cuts are clean.
Wow.
Beaudry may have just dethroned our #1 qualifier. There was difficulty on stand #1. Either the motor didn't come up, DQ, or potential DQ, I should say. It's going to be reviewed. The motor didn't come up, or he wasn't lined up. I could hear one of the saws blip or falter.
He's going to figure out what went wrong. He's going to make the correction, especially for Milwaukee in July.
The winner is Trevor Beaudry.
Trevor Beaudry will advance to the next round, knocking down the 7-time champ.
Still here, buddy. I tell you what.
I just want to go fast, Dave.
I know. All right, Ricky Bobby. Buddy, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Again, you have beautiful cuts out there. You drug the saw down in the time trial. It has come to life ever since. Did you make the? I know Dave asked you. I'm going to ask you again. Did you open up the high speed? Or you add more fuel? Or are you keeping it a secret? Yes, you're saying yes. Yeah. Well, say it again. We got new people here.
Yeah. So I pulled it down in that time trial. I pulled it down again in this. but it was in the bottom of the third disc. So it didn't really matter. I kind of pushed it through the bottom, kind of babied it, and it didn't kill it. But this saw is a little underpowered compared to most of the saws they're running. I'm running just a 300. It runs really good, but I run a pretty big gear on it for a 300, and it really means that it's right on the edge, and it does take some driving to make it happen because it's really easy to kind of kill that motor if you get too happy. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's one thing. Keep staying here. We talk about the sprockets for you motorheads out there. They're running sprockets anywhere from 16 teeth to 21 teeth. What are you running?
I think I have a 19 on right now.
So the bigger the sprocket, faster the chain, but the more likelihood of bringing the engine down?
Yeah, so it's a bigger gear, so you can pull that motor down easier. It's similar to like a transmission or something. If you try and start your car in 6th gear, it's probably not going to go so well.
Thanks for the interview, Trevor. We'll see him again in a few minutes. Great job. Walpole, New Hampshire, still alive. Trevor Beaudry.
Again, here's the run from Trevor.
He was ready to go. He wanted to get out there and have as much time as possible. Look at the consistency in these discs. And there at the end, the big shove off nearly kills the motor off, but manages to keep it alive and advance past our #1 qualifier. Trevor Beaudry is moving on in this hot sauce showdown. Here's the run from Matt Cogar, and you can see things as he came up, the saw sort of bobbled, the fuel air mixture wasn't right, and that just threw things off, kind of got things twisty, and he cut out on that first cut. Unfortunately, a disqualification for our #1 qualifier. He got a massive break in that first round, in that bye round. You can't get 2 mulligans.
I will say with these hot saw athletes, it is a big family. The hot saw world, they all help each other. They all analyze, and they'll be reviewing all these cuts. Everyone's filming it. The cell phones everywhere. You'll be reanalyzing. Again, could be the foot placement, could be the saw placement, could be where he gripped that top hand. Go ahead, Dave.
All right, talking about cell phones, you can vote on who you think is going to win the next race coming up. We have Jason Lentz, one of the baddest men in the business with a hot saw in his hands, taking on one of the guys here surprising everyone this evening, Mr. Alex Storm.
Big Jason Lentz, 4th generation timber sports athlete on the left. I had a quick talk with Jason over there. He was in the zone. And I said, Jason, do you have more? And he said, Dave, I've got a lot more. I left it at that. We're going to talk it. Hopefully, we'll be getting an interview from both these athletes. This is going to be tough. I'd say Jason Lentz advantage. Alex Storm, though, he is in the zone.
Absolutely in the zone. I mean, Storm, with the adrenaline dump in that last race, it's going to be hard for him to maintain that level here coming into this heat to take on Lentz.
Warm up your saws.
Jason Lentz on the left there got in here with a time of 5.45. Alex Storm on stand #2 on the right. His time, 5.46. Can't get a tighter match up than that.
That's how I think the difference, though, is, and this is nothing against Alex Storm, but there's a lot more in
30
the tank
seconds
on stand #1.
I would agree with you there.
Now, again, mistakes can get made. We've seen it. We saw our #1 qualifier get knocked out. We've seen motors not fire. We've seen chains fly off. Again, though, in a normal world, there's a lot more in the tank on stand #1.
Yeah.
Storm likes being the underdog.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Storm very quick off the log and a short pull on stand #2. Jason Lentz is not waiting around. Well, Tommy says, I don't know what happened on stand #1. So Alex Storm is just going in it to make a cut. There may be an issue on stand #1. A judge
Rich Hallett really.
Boy, he's really
studying. An eyeball in here.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
Head judge Rich Hallett invites Jason Lentz to get down and look. He's actually calling his other judge over. I thought he was inviting Jason to come look, but he's asking Chris to come over and take a look and make the call.
Wow.
Chris Alba came over to take a look. This is why we have two judges. Again, we mentioned this earlier in the night. The line cannot be severed. It can be shaved down, et cetera, but it cannot be severed. Head judge Rich Hallett called over Chris Alba. They both looked at it together. Here's the result.
And the winner is Jason Lentz.
Wow.
Whoa.
Big sigh of relief for Jason Lentz. If Rich Hallett had to call in Chris Alba, there must not be much line. Must not be much line left under there.
We're going to get Rich Hallett, too.
Let's go back and have another look at this, Tommy. Here's that run from Jason Lentz up into the wood. You see the gyroscope effect as he gets lined up for number one. He came way through the bottom of the log on two. He's very thin at the top of cut number three, but he slopes in towards the stanchion at the bottom of that cut, and that's where we saw head judge Rich Hallett get underneath there and take a look at that. You see Jason there doing a pre-inspection.
Yeah. He doesn't want to look at that side.
I tell you what, good job, Alex Storm.
Yeah.
Alex,
presence of mind.
Yep, presence of mind. Saw did not fire. He had patience. He refired and got three on the ground just in case.
Yeah. Paid off. Yep. Unanimous.
Let's look at the heartbreak here for Alex Storm. You know what? He had a good pull on that. I thought he kind of like half pulled it. He was very quick off the wood, and I thought he was actually just being super quick through his start and did not get a full pull on that cord. That cord went flying. That saw just did not want to fire off. We are dealing with literally sea-level conditions. Compared to what these guys have been used to, it is also getting cooler right now.
By the minute.
So I can feel humidity. I can tell the temps have dropped off. We were worried that we were going to have a lot of excessive heat building up in these motors. I don't think that's the case. I think the motors are cooling off more than the operators are thinking they will.
Evening to start off the festival, and we've got more. In an elimination style tournament. That is the Champions Trophy race. It is going to be awesome. That's at 1 o'clock on Sunday.
Give it up for Matt Slingerland from Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. And from above the bridge, Upper Michigan, big round of applause for Dakota Robarge.
All right, Matt Slingerland got a ruling in his favor in the qualifying round, and he hasn't stopped since. He's in this one to the tune of 5.08. And he is now our maybe our top qualifier so far. He's got to go up against Dakota Robarge. Dakota been slow but steady. 5.73, middle of the road. But watch out. This is a world where everything can be upended.
Warm up your saws.
Understatement of the weekend. That's so absolutely true.
And this day especially, it just seems like. But when you concentrate the hot saw, or rather expand the time of the hot saw, Yeah, we should have expected.
And the number of repetitions.
Yeah,
To
yeah.
get
Oh,
a
yeah.
good run, congratulations.
Yeah.
To run repeatedly, well, good luck.
Yeah.
30 seconds.
Matt Cogar, our number 1 qualifier, out. Nate Hodges, our current world record holder, out. A lot of attention now on Maddie Slingerland and Jason Lentz. Again, in an ideal world, I would kind of expect those guys to be in the gold medal match, going for the championship here. There's a lot of wood left to cut.
Yeah, yeah. Lots of gremlins still poking around out there.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go.
Robar's not waiting around, but trouble at the bottom, going into his second cut. If Maddie's cuts are clean, that's a handy win for Slingerland. 5.71, not a fast time. Watching head judge Rich Halen, I was kind of holding my breath there for a second, Tommy. It looks like it's going to be a clean cut for Maddie Slingerland and also likely Dakota Robarge, but it's advantage Slingerland with just a faster cut. But again, Tommy, a 5.71 from Matt Slingerland. There's more. These guys are holding back a little bit. They're not holding back a lot.
I think in that
they're
case,
holding back a little bit.
I think there was a little bit of holding back there. A little bit he did.
The winner is Matt Slingerland.
There it is for Maddie Sling. Great job from Robarge.
Yes, Matt, you have to do an interview. You're too good. You're coming back. But I'm telling you, I'm going to be honest, you got more. These cuts were beautiful, a little hesitation into the wood. You lined up. You knew what happened to Matt Cogar blowing out on the first disc. Was that in your mind?
No, I try not to kind of see what everybody else is doing. I just knew that I had to make a consistent run. I knew if I had a good, safe start that it'd be all right. Like you said, he had a little bit smaller of a motor than me, so know my chains are going good, know my motor's going good, so I just laid one up and made it easy for myself.
I'm losing track of what round we're in. You're going to head to the semifinal round. Get your saw cooled down, buddy. Great job from Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Moving on, as expected, Maddie Sling.
Well, here's that run, Tommy, from Maddie Slinger. And you see that pause, just a little bit of hesitation.
To hover.
Just a fraction of a second hovering there. And the motor, the rotational force in these motors is just unimaginable. Until you pick one up and hold it and rev it, it does things in your hands. It just twists itself around. And so he knew he was outgunning Dakota Robarge. He knew he had more horsepower. He took just a momentary pause there to let that motor settle down. Dakota Robarge, on the other hand, did a beautiful job running what he had. He's got a bigger motor coming. He did miss turn 2 there, as we like to say, at the bottom of that first cut. But Dakota Robarge, still a very respectable cut. A great showing in a very tough field here.
So there we go. Matt Slingerland going to face the winner of our final quarterfinal round. That's Bill Bischoff going up against Aaron Hovis.
All right, here we go. Fourth and final heat of our quarterfinal round. On position 1, hailing out of British Columbia. Let's hear it for Bill Bischoff. He'll be taking on Aaron Hovis out of Missouri.
Well, Bill Bischoff struggled a little bit in both the qualifying round and in round 1, the round of 16, but somehow got past it all, and he is here. Final matchup in the quarters. Made it in with a time of 16.14. Sometimes that's all it takes. Going up against Aaron Hovis. Aaron Hovis, middle of the road, just like a couple of others who have advanced here.
Warm up your saws.
Time of 5.66 to gain this final quarterfinal match.
Man, I cannot believe how high Bischoff's saw sits. It's almost like he's got scaffolding set up underneath that thing. So
Bill Bischoff, just some absolute silliness in the qualifying rounds.
30 seconds.
If they're sitting too high, you can't.
Got through. Got seated. Now it's time to get serious.
Yep. Got to tighten it up.
Yes.
For this one. It's essential.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hovis to the wood. Bischoff not firing. Reloads. He's going to put a cut in. He doesn't know if Hovis has this or not. Aaron Hovis says he's got it.
Yeah.
Boy, we keep seeing, I believe that's our third athlete that just didn't give that saw the proper pull.
We see a lot of these guys very quick on the go. They're getting from the wood down to the saw. They're trying to get that saw up, and you end up doing this sort of muted, abbreviated pull because you're trying to be so quick. In this case, Bill Bischoff pulled so hard he ripped his hand right off the grip. He's the second guy tonight we've seen do that.
Almost getting eliminated in the last round from an incomplete cookie. When you got caught like that, that's exactly what you need to do. Yeah, and stick around for Sunday. That endurance event, he's been training for that, not just the hustle.
And the winner is Aaron Hovis.
Hovis, redemption, 3 good cuts on that one, buddy. Did you do anything to the saw back there? How'd you get dialed in for this race?
Well, I didn't really want to be messing with it too much without being able to try it, so I adjusted it in the warm-up. So leaned it out just a tiny bit. It liked that a little bit better. So I feel a lot better about winning that heat. But Bill's a great hot sawyer, and I knew that I needed to go for it and make a good run.
Now you're coming into this next round, this semifinal round. You know you're going to have to be perfect going forward. What does that mean for you? How are you going to mentally prepare to go up against some of these juggernauts?
Just make 3 good cuts and send it.
All right, buddy. Congratulations on advancing. Give Aaron Hovis a big, big round of applause. What an animal.
Aaron Hovis, our last qualifier.
Well, here's that run from Aaron Hovis. Got a little bit thick on that second disc, but he's getting through them. He's very focused. And again, there's so much more to come for Aaron Hovis. He's got a whole nother saw at home. He said right now that second saw is stronger than this one, but it's not complete yet. So more work coming, more power coming from Aaron Hovis. Here's Bill Bischoff, and again, just sort of fans that handle, misses it. This is just a rope wrapped on a pulley around the end of the crankshaft, and that handle rests on a guard, on an aluminum plate over on the sprocket side of that motor. And if you fan on that, the handle falls off that plate. Part of your starter cord comes unwrapped from the pulley. It just turns into pandalirium.
Pandalirium, I love it. I'm using that probably within the next 5 minutes. And here we go. We are ready for the semifinals. Trevor Beaudry versus Jason Lentz. Matt Slingerland and Aaron Hovis all qualified in times in the mid 5-second range. None of the flashy super low ones. That didn't make it. That didn't come through. The guys who got the solid times are in the semifinals here. But you know what? You can expect a whole lot more from guys like Slingerland and Lentz, that's for sure. Or can you? That's the thing about the hot saw. That's what makes it so unpredictable, so fickle, and the destroyer of just about anyone's dreams on the right night.
For 100 years, we've built tools to work in nature with legendary performance and quality to master every challenge. Tools for people like you who work like a pro with heart and soul. Built for nature, trusted since 1926. STIHL.
Conserving moments like this. The Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation is building a strong future for all big game. 1 square mile a day. That's our mission. More access, healthier habitats. Your support will help shape what's next.
Some days, everything goes your way. This is not one of those days. Good thing the Gator XUV can navigate rugged terrain and haul whatever the day demands.
Pull me out!
Because when work happens, you've got a Gator for that. The Gator XUV, built for every kind of workday.
The power's out!
Learn more at an authorized John Deere dealer.
Tomorrow at 1 Eastern from Virginia Beach, Virginia. 4 American athletes, 4 Canadian athletes in a continental clash. Who can be the fastest on a continuous course that crosses 4 separate disciplines? Speed, precision, and endurance will win the day in the first ever North American Women's Cup competition. Tomorrow at 1.
We are back and ready for semifinals time. Here in Virginia Beach, Virginia, the 2026 STIHL North American Hot Sauce Showdown. 4 competitors have made it through. There's been a lot of carnage along the way. The mighty have fallen in many instances here already. We've seen enough reversals of fortune to fill half of a lurid novel. But we're going to press forward, see if our first semifinal match will yield another upset.
West Virginia,
we don't know.
Jason Lentz. Oh, David, these guys.
Trevor Beaudry is going to be on stand number 1. He qualified with 5.70, going up against Jason Lentz, the 2-time STIHL Timbersports world champion. Jason Lentz in with a 5.31. That's the lowest time of our 4 semifinalists here. Trevor Beaudry, the school teacher from Walpole, New Hampshire. Kind of had a surge over the last 3 years, I would say. Really sort of came into his own. Had some high finishes.
Tommy, I was watching both these guys off stage as we were on break. They were off the stage, ready to go up on. Jason Lentz was kind of rotating his head around to the music, sort of dancing in place a little bit, staying loose. Trevor Beaudry was jumping around, I don't know, getting warm, getting loose, maybe getting a little too excited. Obviously, the pressure is on for Beaudry. Most would lean in favor of Lentz in this matchup.
30 seconds.
Too powerful for a flat bar. That chain to be thrown. And that's just why I'm looking at both chains sitting nice and solid. Track down nice Get ready for that third cut. They've got their marks on their line. They got to start that saw, throw it right on that line, and leave them plenty of real estate.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go.
Here we go. It is go time. Hesitation on one. No hesitation on two for Jason Lentz. And a broken chain, or a thrown chain at least, from Trevor Beaudry on stand number one. If Jason Lentz had a clean run, no DQ, then this should be a no contest. In fact, at this point, it has to go to Jason Lentz, unless he DQ'd at the start, and Trevor made it partway in. Let's watch this run from Beaudry. First cut, clean, good, fine, great. Transition, motored through that second cut, up and in, and there it is, just a little bit crooked. Boy, 200 miles an hour, that chain is just absolutely ripping around that bar. That is a scary situation for Trevor Beaudry. Maybe just came up a little bit crooked. The chain got a little bit sideways in the guide. That will throw it off the nose or throw it off the sprocket. Scary stuff for Trevor Beaudry.
That's snapped in half, and he's good.
The winner is Jason Lentz.
We'll see if we can
I'll tell you what, Jason Lentz moving on, but pressure right now on Trevor Beaudry, because he's going to be, I got to check my brackets here, but he should be moving on to battle the loser of the next matchup, and right now he doesn't have a chain on his saw.
Watching you win world titles, break world records. You were in the zone over there. You let me sit down for a second. I said, Jason, you've got more, don't you? And you said, absolutely, Dave, I've got more. I believe you changed a chain. Did I hear that right going into this semifinal round?
Yeah, I went back to the original chain that I ran there in the qualifying round. Not much difference in either of them, I don't think. And, yeah, calm, cool, and collective. 5 races in a row without DQing is pretty hard to do. Just got to do one more and make it a little better.
Great job. I'm not going to talk over that chainsaw. We're going to let you go. Okay, great start. That was your best start of the day. Good job. Let's see you do it again.
Well, let's have a look at that start. There it is, clean, clear, up and in, throws the starter cord away from the crowd, away from his saw, and that allows him to go to work cutting some timber. Look at the force at the end of that cut as he gets up over that top handle and shoves it through the wood.
A 4.95 in the semifinal win over Beaudry. Going to put him in the final with the winner of this next semifinal match, Matt Slingerland, Aaron Hodges.
Well, Tommy, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's only the second time we've been sub-5. No, I mean the third time we've been sub-5 tonight.
Right,
so
correct.
There might still be more to that, but we're starting to push the envelope of the conditions tonight, the timber tonight. We're at the limit of what we've seen from our best athletes. Gold medal matchup, we're bound to see a little bit more. But
I think so.
We're starting to get towards the limits, I think.
Yep. Should be a good one coming up next. Slingerland going up against Aaron Hodges. Like you talked about Jason Lentz in the qualifying round, maybe laying off a little bit, maybe not comfortable at a time, a little slower than you thought, but still good enough. And you said the same thing about Matt Slingerland.
There's definitely more in the tank. We know it. We saw it from Matty Slingerland in the last round where he came up and just had that 0.2 second pause to get lined up to make sure he made a good cut. He knew he had more motor. He's running out of that leeway now, though. He's up against some really fast saws.
Bring it home, Davey.
All right. Second and final heat here in our semifinal from Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Let's hear it. Fan favorite, Maddie Slingerland. On position 2 out of Missouri, Mr. Aaron Hovis.
Here we go. That's Slingerland on the left. Stand number 1. Aaron Hovis there on the right. Stand number 2. Aaron Hovis from Southeast Missouri. He's worked very hard to get here. He's got this trophy competition coming up on Sunday. 1 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. If you're taking notes, you can see it right here.
Warm up your saws.
Well, Tommy, regardless of how this cut turns out for Aaron Hovis, I guarantee you he has found another gear, an extra level of motivation to get home and get working on his next saw. That saw is allegedly faster than this one. He's going to bench this saw, put a new cylinder, new piston on this saw, which should catapult it ahead of the other saw, and this is the slippery slope of a hot saw operator.
Yeah.
Each motor a little bit bigger, a little bit faster, a little more expensive.
Yeah.
This guy is absolutely incredible on position 1. Back in the day, we didn't train as much. We were terrified that we would hurt our saws, and it was so hard to get a new one. That is no longer the case. Everyone trains full time.
We got Aaron Hovis here on position 2. He's got that confidence after putting down 3 clean ones in the quarterfinal round. Trying to take down one of the best
athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go.
Maddie Slinger, one of the fastest to get the saw in the air. Aaron Hovis is right there with him. Maddie is ahead in the wood, though. We got to make sure that these are both clean runs. If so, Maddie Slingerland is going to advance to the gold medal matchup against Jason Lentz. Everyone holding their breath just ever so slightly. Rich is signaling that cut is okay by not throwing a flag on the stage. Wow. What a great run. What a great run for Aaron Hovis. There's just an example where he just got outmotored in that. He operated exceptionally well. He was right there with Maddie getting to the wood. He just got outmotored.
The winner is Matt Slingerland.
To the stage. Maddie just absolutely laying him down. We were talking before the show. You wanted to stay right around that 5.2 range. That one was 5.19. Cutting right to plan right now. How's it feel for you out here on the stage tonight, buddy?
Yeah, I just love hot saw racing, so this is great for me. I'm running smooth, so that makes it a lot easier, and I'm just ready for the final, baby.
All right, you said a little preview earlier that you had a special chain for the final. With how fast you've been cutting and these initial rounds, are you going to make the change to that chain, or what are you feeling?
I'm going to stick to the plan and lay it down.
I love that. PRER, my friend. Go out there and get him. Good luck, Maddie Sling. Give him a big round of applause. You'll see him here in the final.
Let's have a look at that run as Maddie Slingerland is up, throws that starter cord away. Super perfect, right on the money for that first cut. Second cut right there. So much real estate available for that third cut. Great run for Maddie Slingerland. Tommy, we got to talk numbers, though. A 5.2 and change versus Jason Lentz, that 4.9 and change. Maddie's got to find another gear in this gold medal matchup. And again, in a perfect world, right now the scale is tipping towards Lentz, but there are so many things that can go wrong. Operator, machine, etc. It's not over.
Yeah, I think it'll be worth sticking around for this final matchup for sure.
We're seeing him go make a great first cut, and then all hell breaks loose on second and third. He just doesn't do that.
All right, folks, so we're going to play a little game with everybody out there right now. We're going to have a little bit of lumberjack sports trivia for the people out there. And if you can answer some questions correctly, you can head on over to that steel tent and get yourself a hat or some swag from them for playing along with us. So scan the QR code, play along, and maybe I'll come out there to the crowd and see if we can get some live reactions of what people are thinking for what these questions are. So, all right, first question. Poll number 1. What type of wood are the athletes chopping in timber sports? Chopping and sawing. You think it's hickory, pine, oak, or maple? And let's keep this just to the U.S. I know there's the international athletes that chop all sorts of craziness. But all right, what do you think they're chopping up there? All right, we're saying pine there. There it is. First question. If you guessed pine, you are right. This is all lathe-turned white pine coming out of Virginia, North Carolina. All right, we got question 2 coming up next. Question 2, and you can play along on those phones. How much do you think the axes cost in timber sports? Now, this isn't fair. We haven't really talked about axes at all today, but I can tell you they're probably more than $50 a piece. I can tell you that. I'm seeing some people out there say $200. We're going to see what the judges say here. $500 a piece. And when you see the ladies come out onto the stage here tomorrow, cutting in the standing block in the underhand event, they're going to bring out a full box of those axes. They're going to have 8 of them lined up, testing them to see which one is liking this white pine the best and running those in these events. All right, poll number 3. What's the current world record in the hot saw race? We talked about it earlier today. Is it 4.28, 533, 679, or 802? I'm seeing some 4s out there. I mean, we just saw Maddie cut faster than that 533, so there it is, 4.28 seconds. The bonus question is who did it? And we saw him get eliminated here earlier on today. That was Mr. Nate Hodges last year at the United States Championships, laying down a world record run and capturing his 2nd United States title. Thank you, everybody, for playing along with those questions. If you answered all of them right, or even if you didn't, take over those answers over to that tent. See if you guys can get yourselves a hat over there at the steel tent. Stay tuned, folks. Finals coming up next.
When you spend 100 years building chainsaws, you get really good at building chainsaws. So when STIHL built the mower, we built the chainsaw mowers. New blade, same bloodline.
Some days, everything goes your way. This is not one of those days. Good thing the Gator XUV can navigate rugged terrain and haul whatever the day demands.
You pull me out!
Because when work happens, you've got a Gator for that. The Gator XUV, built for every kind of workday.
The power's out!
Learn more at an authorized John Deere dealer.
Conserving moments like this. The Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation is building a strong future for all big game. 1 square mile a day. That's our mission. More access, healthier habitats. Your support will help shape what's next.
All right, here we go. Small final. Introducing first from Walpole, New Hampshire. Let's give it up for Trevor Beaudry. And out of Missouri, Aaron Hovis.
All right, we're going to run the small final first. That's going to determine the final pedestal, the final medal stand position here, the bronze medal for third place. And that's certainly a good little bit of bragging rights out here to medal. The first ever on American soil Hot Sauce Showdown. STIHL Timbersports North American Hot Sauce Showdown. Trevor Beaudry on stand number one.
Warm up your sauce.
Trevor Beaudry, the time of 5.70. Got past his semifinal, his quarterfinal match, and here he is. Aaron Hovis on stand number 2. Up from Missouri.
Tommy, we had a little commercial break, hung out for a bit. Trevor Beaudry has just been on a tear back in the pits because he threw that chain in the last round. I guarantee he did a tremendous amount of damage to
30
that chain.
seconds.
Had to get another chain out, get that on, get the tension right. It's not like changing, the chain on your steel work saw. There's a lot of finagling that has to go into getting that chain on, getting the tension right.
He's got something on there.
And yeah, we're watching you, Hovis. We're watching you too, buddy.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go.
Bronze medal on the line. Hovis to the timber first. It's all Hovis.
Hovis all the way.
Boy, it is Aaron Hovis. If that's a clean run, Trevor Beaudry comes in north of 6 seconds. The judges will be over to look at both sets of cuts, both competitors. Aaron Hovis, one of the retainer springs on his expansion pipe broke off. That'll happen. You'll have that. Got another motor at home that he wants to get into play so he can really go through this one.
The winner is Aaron Hovis.
Aaron's got some fans out there, buddy. You got some fans. Great job, Aaron Hovis, all the way from Missouri. Great job. Boy, you earned your place there. Chain stayed on. The wheels stayed on. Tell us what happened. You were holding something else, something up right at the end. Oh, you lost it.
Yeah, this one hook off of my exhaust spring broke off, so that's hot saw. Stuff falls off.
Yeah, all the vibration and everything. Tell us about the atmosphere here at this Jackalope Festival.
Oh, it's been great. I mean, it's getting late, and the crowd is still awesome out here. Thank you guys so much for coming.
Thanks a lot. Be seeing him at the awards ceremony momentarily. Stick around. We got the band. The band is coming up real soon. We lost a little power earlier. It's a slight 15-minute delay. Final round coming up, Dave.
Here we go, our bronze medal matchup. It was all Aaron Hovis. Right from the go, he was the first to the wood. Absolutely automatic as he puts 3 on the deck with probably enough real estate there for a 4th cut if he needed it. What a great run from Aaron Hovis as he ends up on the podium as part of this Hot Sauce Showdown.
That's in the running for the most stable cut we have seen all day, I would have to say. Aaron Hovis solid as a rock there, and hey, he's going home to Missouri with a medal from the very first Hot Sauce Showdown, North American Hot Sauce Showdown here in Virginia Beach.
Sauce pipe on. We've all done that, but again, great run by Hovis. Watch the women tomorrow. bring them out.
All right, here we go. Our final here of our Hot Sauce Showdown. Introducing first from Diana, West Virginia, the juggernaut Jason Lentz. Taking on fan favorite from Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, Maddie Slingerland.
All right, here we go. This is it. This is for the gold medal. Stand number 1 on the left, Jason Lentz. Qualified with a time of 4.95 seconds. Matthew Slingerland on stand number 2. 5.15. Matthew Slingerland so close to national championship, only to lose out at the last moment, not once, but
warm
more
up
than
your
once.
saws.
Jason Lentz, the 2-time world champion. What is it, 7 or 8 heats of hot saw now without a DQ? He was pretty proud of that statistic.
As
He'd like to keep it going. Yes, he should.
I wasn't even up there. I'm proud of that statistic.
Guys have had so many epic battles over the years.
But I keep honing in on Maddie Slingerland. This is the exact scenario. Coming down to the hot
30
saw,
seconds.
Must win. These are the scenarios that have cost him STIHL Timbersports championships in the past. This is a massive chance for redemption for Maddie Slingerland. Jason Lentz, though, could care less about that.
No.
Jason wants a gold.
To wrap things up, these guys are placing that saw a known distance away. They're using their hand to measure it out, so they don't have to think about where that back handle is when they pull that cord over.
Maddie, I think, will be a little bit quicker to the wood. Jason, I think, he's got a little more motor through the wood.
Stand to your
Buckle
timber.
up. Here we go.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, these guys are both right together, but it's Maddie Slingerland quicker through the wood. Maddie Slingerland may have just taken the gold.
Wow.
Chris Alba and Rich Hallett move in to inspect. Yellow flags are staying in pocket. Maddie Slingerland. I'll let Rich make the call. Holy cow. Like Jason Lentz just proved me wrong. I said that Maddie was going to be ahead of him getting into the wood. They were right there together. They're both so fast to the block. And it was just all Maddie Slingerland through the cuts.
And the winner is Matt Slingerland.
Come here. I know your blood pressure is still up, your heart's pumping. Now, I have to say it. I did predict Lentz into the wood first, which he was. I did predict you'd reel him in, which you did. Thank you. I kept my job today. What is going on? 4-5-3 unofficial. Where did you gain that extra half second?
Yeah, like I said, I put that chain on. Thanks, Melvin and Jerry, for a great saw. I love you, Cassandra. Thanks for letting me practice so much, and my family for supporting me. But yeah, I actually had a little bit of a weird start, but I just had to send it because Jason's so fast, and that's what I did. So couldn't be more stoked.
Tell us what's going through your mind right now. There was a slight delay getting the show going. You finally went and you had a couple small mistakes earlier. You know, not really Matt Sling, and then you just kept finding your zone, finding it. What's the atmosphere like here at the Jackalope Festival, and how excited will you be to come back next year to defend your title?
Yeah, what a great crowd. You guys have been awesome. Thanks for cheering me on, and thanks for coming out and watching this. It's just been an unreal ride. I just had to bring it together, and that's what I did. So thanks, guys. Thanks, STIHL. Thank you, guys.
And you have one of the most unique awards coming out in just a moment. Stick around. One more thing to do. One more applause for Maddie Sling until Sunday.
Well, we got to go back and revisit these runs. It was Jason Lentz first to the log, absolutely shoving that saw down through. But Maddie Slingland just looked so smooth, so effortless, and that motor was just on point. He was on point. It all just came together.
And your winner of the Hot Sauce Showdown, 4.53 seconds. First time being held on American soil. Your champion will be Maddie Slingerland. Give all of our athletes a big, big round of applause. Thank you all for coming out to Jackalope here tonight. Night one of the STIHL Timbersports Series. Hot Sauce Showdown tomorrow, 1 o'clock. The women take the stage in the North American Women's Cup. Look forward to seeing you out here all weekend. Huge shout out again to the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, STIHL Timbersports, John Deere, as well as Jackalope. Thanks everybody for stopping out. Enjoy the rest of your evening here. We got some amazing bands coming on the stage next.